Yo, 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 mic check, 1 2, mic check, 1 2, mic check, 1 2, mic check, mic check. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? What's going on, people? What's going on? What's going on? Apologies for the delay. Apologies for the delay. Apologies for the late notice. Oh, fucking hell. Ended up falling asleep, didn't I? Ended up falling asleep. This whole week of gymming ended up kicking my ass, mate. This whole week of working out ended up kicking my ass. I fell asleep and woke up. I was like, shit. So yeah, apologies for the late notice. I won't be on for super long. Maybe like an hour or something, or an hour and a half, because it's what, 4:20 over here now, so it's fucking late as fuck. But we'll do as much as we can, and then I'll be back again for an extended one tomorrow, longer one tomorrow. But I just thought I'll pop in now anyway to keep the streak going, you get me? To keep the fucking 20-day marathon streak going. But yeah, I fucking fell asleep. That's the thing people don't tell you, you know? People don't tell you this. This is a side of hustling and shit that people don't tell you, where your body just gives out on you. You know, these motherfuckers are like, they always have like infinite energy, right? These guys have infinite energy. They're never distracted. Everything was always go. But the reality of actual real life is that sometimes you can work out 5 days a week whilst also balancing a job, and then on Saturday your body just goes, you know? They don't mention that. They make it seem like, oh, everyone's got the same 24 hours. And again, I don't even do a strenuous. My job isn't even strenuous. My employment isn't even strenuous. There are people out there doing strenuous work where they're outdoors, lifting things. That's why I'm really hesitant. Small rant, by the way. I'm very hesitant to tell people to chase their dreams. Because I think the reality of it is most of us don't make it. Most of you will not make it. You're better off just focusing on your 9 to 5 and making that work for you and getting some sort of happiness out of being able to pay your bills and being able to afford the things that you like to do outside of work. Because chasing your dreams isn't really as fun as people make it seem as. It's not as heroic. It's not necessary either. Like, legitimately, if I disappear tomorrow, no one gives a fuck. If I disappear tomorrow, no one gives a fuck. Someone else fills my slot. It's not that deep. I mean, I'm not that necessary. So you're better off just like, holding down a job, looking after your family. But these motherfuckers out there, I think that might be the reason why. I got put off Gary Vee for a bit. I used to listen to a lot of Gary Vee stuff, but then after a while I was like, hold on, when he started doing the thing of like, oh yeah, anybody can be an entrepreneur. What about if they don't want to be an entrepreneur? What about if they don't want to be an entrepreneur? What about if they just want to pay their bills? What about if they want to be able to afford a fucking steak dinner from time to time? What about if they want to be able to afford taking their fucking wife on holiday, being able to fucking, I don't know, get a dog or something? Do you get me? Not everyone's got these like lofty ambitions and these crazy goals and shit. Sometimes people just want to live a decent enough life, and I think sometimes living a decent enough life is, just sticking with your job, and if you want to do this stuff like for fun. But the idea that this is all like, oh, this is always cracked up to it, this is amazing. It's like, come on, man. Is it really amazing though? Is it really amazing? I don't think it's that amazing. It's not that important. But I just thought I'd let you know, because this is what it actually looks like. You work out 5 days a week. You're also juggling your job. You're uploading clips all the time. And then legitimately, I just came back from a little workout, and I sat on my fucking sofa and I just closed my eyes, and I just woke up now at fucking 4 a.m. That's what happens in real life. None of this fucking big Herculean effort stuff. I don't know. Anyway, what do I know? Big up the stream chat. Appreciate all of you. What's going on, people? I'm really fucking sorry I woke up. Honestly, I'm so fucking gutted. I wanted to do an extra long one today. I legitimately just woke up now. Legitimately closed my eyes at fucking 11 or something. I woke up and this is where I am. Like, I'm so fucking pissed. Honestly, I'm so pissed. I'm so fucking pissed. Anyway, it is what it is, man. I guess it is what it is. I can't, I can't turn back time. Make the best of a fucking shitty situation. What's going on with the UFC? Are you guys watching the UFC? The UFC? Did Frank Ocean's boy win? Oh, he did. He beat. Oh shit, really? Big up Peyton Talbot. He beat Henry Cejudo on decision. Sick. because his record's not that good, is it? Right? I think he's lost 1-1-1, lost 1-1-1. Right? Let me double check Peyton Talbot's record. It's not that good. I'm not too sure what's a people in the stream chat. Let me know what you guys saying. Anyway, let me go to what I said here. Wait, sorry, I completely ignored you guys. Best way to watch, what's that? I'm gonna take a nap and come back at 1.5. Big ups LB, big up Coiler, what's going on, my guy? Big up Mrs. Do Your Girl. Another advertiser out there. Appreciate Gary Vee saying telling people to visualize their kids' treasure. Yeah, that, you remember that, innit? That's an epic clip. To be fair with Gary Vee, that visualize your kids dying thing, I get where he was coming from. You know, I get where he was coming from. Delivery is a little bit crazy, but I get the idea he was trying to push. Like, you know, like the idea he was trying to push of like, go for it, because this life is fleeting. The people that you know and love will all die at some point, you know, especially if you stay around long enough. Like, I get what he was trying to say, like to motivate and G people, but I think you can motivate people without making them visualize their kids dying. You know, I think you can motivate people without making them visualize their family and friends dying. I think so. Big up on 10 Toes. Random show maybe, but not Taz. I appreciate you, but a bit of Coiler. I got 0 IRL friends. If you quit, I'm gonna have to take a drawing or something. No. I'm still here. I just thought I'd let people know. Just as I don't know. I just see a lot of like. I think I'm seeing a lot more hustle culture come back on social media. I'm seeing a lot more lionization of like founders and people. It's like, brother, like, you know, the people that are really going for it, you know what it's actually like, especially if you're going for it with no help. No, I said no help, but like, you know, like you're just doing it yourself. Like, you know what it's like. People, I mean, it's not. I partly do this for fun, you know. This is partly what keeps me up here. It's not because, you know. I mean, man's got grandiose dreams still, but mostly it's because this is fucking fun, and I'll be doing it if no one's watching anyway. So fuck it, you know what I mean? But the lionization and making, because you know what I hate, and it's something that is really strange. You know what I've always hated? I don't know why this is the thing, right? Maybe it's my fucking hero complex or something. I don't know what it is, but you know I've always hated when people go out of their way to make other people feel less than. It's really grinded my gears. So even from school, you know, I've been fairly decent at school. I didn't find science difficult. I got good grades all over the place. I passed everything I was meant to pass, sometimes without even trying and shit. But I didn't like it when people would use me as an example of like, you see, you should be like Agostino, look how smart. It's like, no. Everyone's different. Because I learn in a certain way, because I may be quote unquote intelligent in a certain way, doesn't mean someone else's intelligence is less than mine, you know? Like, everyone has to be addressed in their way. They need to be addressed, in, you know, encouraged how they need to be encouraged, and whatever else it may be. And I've always hated the fact that, you know, there's this like culture out there that kind of looks down on people that don't make a lot of money. It's like, oh yeah, if you don't make money, if you're not rich, if you're not this, if you're not hustling, if you have this job, if you don't have this side hustle, it's like you're nobody. It's like, no, that doesn't make any sense. The majority of us are supporting people that do that stuff. Like, without like it's like comedians. You know, comedians look down on regular people. It's like, brother, without regular 9-to-5ers, comedians wouldn't have fucking careers. Comedians wouldn't have private jets. They wouldn't have big complexes, big fucking buildings where they host their podcasts and do their fucking recordings. You need regular people to sustain you. Like, they're the lifeblood of everything. You know what I mean? So I hate the fucking dismissing of the regular or quote unquote average Joe. Like, allow it. Like, we are all important. We are all vital. We all play a vital role in each other's life in one way or the other. Nobody's better than anybody else. I don't give a fuck how much money you have. I really don't. Like, especially the money thing, that lately, the money thing's become one of those big things of like, oh yeah, look all that cash he's got. Like, so what? Like, so fucking what? But anyway, let's continue. Big up the stream chat. Let's try, you know what? Let me quickly go to Discord. I saw some good stuff I want to check out on the Discord. I want to share with you guys. So let's check out the Discord. Big up the Discorders. If you're not on the Discord, what are you doing? If you're not on the Discord, what are you doing? If you're not on the Discord, what are you doing? Make sure you join the Discord. Don't be fucking lame. Just for the sake of it, I'm going to add another link onto the Discord right now. Where is it? Server. Invite to server. Copy. Let's go. Don't be lame. Get on the Discord right now. Join. Yeah? Get involved. Get involved. Boom. Cool. Let's scroll. What we got in the general chat? Big up Young God Vibes. This is fucking beautiful to see. You guys know how much I hate fucking Spotify rap stuff, you know? I did a little post on my IG stories that garnered a lot of attention from some people who DM'd me. But I do like the fact that you guys are sharing your own YouTube rap with me. I think that's funny. You know? I think it's really funny that I profess my hate for Spotify Wrapped, end of year Wrapped, all that sort of stuff sharing. You know how much I hate that stuff. But I do like how much you guys don't care how much I hate it, and you share the clips of your listening on the thing. That's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. I'm not going to lie. So big up Young God Vibe, top 0.1% viewer. I'm not too sure if this is a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not going to lie. Not too sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not too sure if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but I appreciate all of you. So big up Young God Vibes there. Let's get another one. Let's put some more emojis down there. Big up JDJ. Says, I think I got 0.8, which is very upsetting. This is a little insult from me. Big up Yoho Joy. What's this? Allegedly, I look like somebody called DJ B Cause. Allegedly, I look like somebody called DJ B Cause. Who the fuck is that? Okay, I can't find him on here, but you see the picture, right? You see the picture. Allegedly, I look like this guy. Oh, Pink Sweats. Ah, he thinks I look like. Oh, that's who. Okay, Pink Sweats. I remember this guy. What happened to him, by the way? I feel like he disappeared. He was everywhere for a bit. Pink Sweats. He thinks I look like Pink Sweats. This is just pure racism, isn't it? This is just any black guy with a beard, any black guy, any fat black guy with a beard and hair is me, basically. Okay, cool. That's me, basically. All right, no problem. I'll take that. Not really, I won't take it, but still. Big up Case of Moses. Also, you've watched 365 channels. You got 3,657 channels. This is 11 times the average viewer. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Big up young. What's his name? Case of Moses. Also in the top percentile. Kibitech. What's this? Is this Kibitech? What's this about? Let's play this. Actually, I got unmute in it to play that, so you can hear it. Oopsie.
You must if you still be me, you must choose to find me. If you need a thing, you can tell me. Many auto parts
It's a bop.
in my warehouse. If you look for it, you can contact me. Don't lay to me, don't question me. I have many auto parts, they are company. Many auto parts in my warehouse. If you need the auto parts, I'm waiting for you. Many engines in my warehouse. Choose the Tina, come on and get the
Yo, that's a bop. That is a fucking bop. I'm not gonna lie. That is a fucking bop. That is actually pretty decent. Yo, big up Koila. What's this? Oh, this is my favorite. This is my girl. This is my favorite. This is my favorite. Big up Koila. This is my fucking favorite. My fucking favorite. What a girl. This also, to be honest, this also brings back tears to my eyes. This brings tears to my eyes because it makes you remember the absolute peak era of Your Mum's House, man. Fuck. That show, man. Your Mum's House, that show. Oh, that show, man. The fall off of Your Mum's House needs to be fucking documented. No one's gonna do it because no one gives a fuck. But someone needs to make a documentary about the fall off of Your Mum's House because that show early on, oh my god, so goated. Yeah, Colin, no, exactly. Your mum's is like a lost loved one, bro. I swear on my life, right? OG Joe Budden. OG Joe Budden. I think again, maybe it's because of the time of my life. Because the time of my life when OG lineup Joe Budden was when I was listening to it with Rory and Maul on it, I was also working, a dead end kind of retail job. I wasn't really sure what I was doing in my life. I was a bit all over the place. So having that distraction of listening to a podcast like your Joe Budden podcast for 4 hours is amazing. But I could honestly say the only show that made me legit cry with laughter was Your Mum's House. I remember being on the buses, on trains, just like, you remember, how long has it been since you've been on the fucking public transport or out and about listening to something in your headphones and you're absolutely laughing? You're having to fucking cover your mouth. Like you're fucking wheezing in public. I can't remember the last time. It used to be so funny. So fucking funny. Oh. RIP Top Dog. Yeah. It's this girl. It's this girl slowly realizing. It's this girl here slowly realizing. Hold on. Is this girl here slowly realizing? Hold on. Did she just put on an Asian accent? This lady right here, she's slowly realizing what's going on. Yeah, big old Josie. I miss those days. Then people would look at you at great times. What happened then? Were we simpler back then? Were we simpler? Were times darker, so we need a little bit of light, or were those guys just plainly funnier back then, and they're just falling off? What was the case? Because you try and listen or watch Your Mum's House now. I dare you to try and listen or watch Your Mum's House now. It's like a morgue. Yeah. Oh, big up her, man. Fucking legend. Big up Coiler. Legend. Yep, Akaash Singh out here feeling vulnerable. What else you got here? A little boat. Cool. Oh, yeah, Clavicle's going to be on Matan soon, right? Can't wait for that one. That should be fun. Real image of AZ counting his YouTube AdSense while he breaks his streak on vacation in a CD club in Berlin. Yeah. That's really good. That's definitely my face, isn't it? Like, it ain't a lot. It's not a lot, but it's good. It's not a lot, but it'll do. It's not a lot, but it'll do. It's not a lot, but it'll do. Big up. What's this? The internet reacts. Oh yeah, really? AZ's included in 9:15 mark. The segment is bookmarked. Yay! Big up Cracker Miko. What a fucking legend. Really?
Did I catch this song? I think I retweeted it because these dudes try to get it taken down, which is hilarious.
A lot of stuff you guys say in general, I think is stuff that's kind of childish. I'm turning from a simp to a pimp. All right, bro. Can we grow up?
I was popping my
and living my best life in these white boy frat houses, and I had a roster of guys that I would rotate through.
You know it's hard out here for a sim when you're trying to give your honey every sin. With all the favorite podcasts when it's spin, we let them bros talking shit on Fresh and Fit. You know it's hard out here for a G when you find out that you're.
But to be fair, we have to play the song next, the Abba and Preach song about Maron. The Abba and Preach song about Maron and Fresh and Fit. We have to play this after. That is actual bop. That Abba and Preach song about Myron and stuff is an actual bop. Actually, let me do this so you guys can see it. Sorry.
Coming for the streets. Is it really worth the bombs and for shame? You getting scum blooded, please do not redeem. In my eyes, I done seen some crazy things from these cheats. Guess the marriage didn't go how they arranged the beat. Say his name, I regains, put you in a headlock. Motherfucker turned a red pill into a red dot. Headshot, Dred Scott, never seen this type of whipping. Got you tripping, gave her 2 rings like a gymnast. Now she flipping, caught you slipping. Need to stop the ticky-tocking, clock is ticking to that hoe. Drop a phone, hit the kitchen, do the dishes. Drop the special, full of some hack bits. Ironically named it gaslit, that's some sad shit. Need to head back to the gas pump, where your dad is. If you ain't gon' keep your hands strong, then drop the black scent. Fuck that shit, I hope you rise and turn to a savage. No one buying them Birkin bags when they come with bags.
Let me go to my bit. Let me be a little bit self-centered for once. Oh, look at me. He's got me on there. That's fucking sick. We got Cracker Miko. He's got me on there. What a legend. He didn't have to do that.
Let's have some fun.
He didn't have to do that. He's got me on there. I'm not going to watch it, obviously, because I'm not a fucking psycho. I'm not going to watch myself on here. But that's... oh, my God. It's a huge segment, isn't it? Fucking hell, Cracker Miko. What a legend. What a legend. It's a fucking huge segment. And let me... am I logged in? Oh, no, I'm not logged into my account. Cool. I'll leave a comment later. But what a fucking legend. Big up Cracker Miko. Big up Cracker Miko. Love always. Didn't have to do that at all. Shows me always love and shit. But he always puts out great shit. So, you know, whatever. It's easy to do that, to be fair, on my side of things. But appreciate him, man. Big up Cracker Miko. You are a fucking legend. Big up Cracker Miko. Well deserved. Glad everyone reacted to it. Glad it got saved. It nearly got deleted, right? Glad it got saved and put back onto YouTube. Big up Cracker Miko. Fucking legend. Fucking legend. That's sick. Big up Commander Bubbles off for letting me know about that. Yeah, look at that. A whole section about man. That's sick. Chaptered as well. That's fucking sick. I love that. Big up. What's happened here? Lols. He's like 2 degrees away from Skankfest. NYC is hilarious. I swear I've heard Louis J. NY comments mention AZ by saying that black British guy on YouTube. Yeah. To be fair, as much as those mentions from those guys are nice to hear, I would rather just do my own thing, you know? I don't want to turn into fucking Joke World, you know? Big up Joke World. I love the guy, but I don't want to turn into a mouthpiece for these guys. So I'd rather just, you know, laugh and point at these guys from afar. You know, any appreciation and love and recognition's appreciated, but man don't want to get close to these people and be friends and shit. It's all right. I'm good. I'd rather stick with the fellow content creators. You hear me? Like the Cracker Mikos of this world, the NJ Rangers of this world, the Uniques of this world. You get me? I'd rather stick with the fellas in the mud out here getting it. You get me? As opposed to all the fucking comedian. Like, man, I don't give a fuck about comedians, to be fair, like that. In like the real world, you know what I mean? Don't mind watching their specials and shit or whatever. But in terms of whatever else, no thank you. Big up Rifleman for the links as well. Always great. Sometimes I've used this before. These graces. So yeah. Oh, actually I shouldn't promote it. But anyway, join the Discord. Look how lively the Discord is. Look at how lively the Discord is, man. I love it. Please, look how lively the Discord is. I appreciate it. So check out the Discord, yeah? Alright, cool. Let's move away. Discord links to the stream chat. Let's go. Marc Maron has finally replied to Rogan's continued disses towards him, and to be fair, he's a lot more level-headed and chill about it than I thought he'd be. I'm not gonna lie. Don't get me wrong, he's not riled up on his pod. That might help, but I thought he was gonna come out all guns blazing, but he gave a pretty reasonable response to all the things that Rogan said. And again, it's funny because this is just gonna stir it up again. Rogan's gonna see this. He's gonna say something. I mean, it's a never-ending cycle, but it's fun to hear from Maron because obviously he quit his podcast. So this is Marc Maron replying. I think what's the podcast called? He's on a show called The Dollop Podcast. Oh, I used to listen to The Dollop. I remember The Dollop. Yeah, I used to listen to that. I think I'm still subscribed on podcasts. It's quite funny, actually. These guys are quite funny. I used to listen to it back in the day. I think one of the guys was on T-Fat-K, if I'm not mistaken. I think one of the guys may have been on T-Fat-K years ago. Maybe. Anyway, big up The Dollop. Marc Maron's response to Joe Rogan. Let's play it.
Are you more excited to do podcasts now, Mark, since you stopped doing yours, or is it still just you'd rather not be doing it?
It is something that I couldn't want to do less. And but I find myself, well, I mean, look, I it's odd to not have a podcast, but it's surprisingly relaxing.
That's something I've said before. I've been on the internet for a long time, right? I've got a very extensive digital footprint. If you do your Googles, you'll see. I've been on the internet for a long ass fucking time. I've always said I can't wait to get to a point where I don't need to be on the internet. I don't need to be on social media at all. I think that should be the dream for anybody. I think exist. That's why sometimes I look at people like Dark Side Phil and the Wingsofredemption types, like the people who kind of, although they beg and they kind of need the money and they do it for begging purposes to pay their bills, I also get a feeling a lot of these locals, they enjoy the attention. They love the attention. They might love the attention more than like the money, but there's not an exit plan, you know? There's not a strategy to get out of it. Same for these comedians. I feel like a lot of these comedians, yes, they got podcasts that make a lot of money and shit, but I feel like all these stand-up comedians, they like podcasting on the regular because it's constant attention, you know? They don't have to wait to get on the stage. They could just get it every week if they want to. And some of them would never quit. So I don't think you're going to see another high-profile comedian with a popular podcast like Marc Maron quit anytime soon. They're not going to quit. Theo, for all the stuff Theo says about his mental health and all the fucking mental health fucking, you know, all the mental health baiting that he does, he's never going to quit his pod anytime soon. Joe's definitely not going to quit his pod anytime soon. The Fire and the Kid isn't going to quit anytime soon. Crystal, all these people, they're not going to quit anytime soon. So I do kind of admire Marc Maron's ability to be like, you know what? I've said what I need to say. I'm out. And the way that he kind of left as well was fucking epic too. Do you know what I mean? Lighting the match, flicking the behind his head and just like walking off is fucking brilliant. Oh, I hate the Discord sound. Let me mute this site. Cool, let's continue.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Yeah, and I don't mind showing up on other people's podcasts. I did a round of them for a while and then started a massive amount of shit everywhere.
Oh,
that
Mark,
got all the way up to King Rogan, who decided to criticize me for talking shit about comics and then talk shit about me for an hour. It was really something.
Don't think that we haven't been
King
briefly
Rogan.
watching the way you went out.
King Rogan, you know. He's funny, Marc Maron. He's really funny, really petty. King Rogan.
With a flamethrower. It was awesome.
Yeah. Going down shooting, I guess.
Yeah, but then once you were done, then he started firing shots when you no longer had a cannon.
It's very funny when they all start talking shit after you've signed off.
The day after.
The day after was the day where he's like, you know what? I'm actually going to be honest about Mark.
Very brave.
And I don't think that was cowardice. I think just because of the views. I think it's just because of the views. I think all these comedians saw how many views Marc Maron's clips on other shows were getting, so they wanted to get in on the action, so they just jumped on and started clapping back. I think that was simply it. Maybe some of them were also working up the courage to say something, but I think most of it was just the views. They saw the views, they said, you know what, I need a piece of that, and they jumped in.
But no, you were cooking, and some of, like, where he started teeing off a little bit was where your special panicked. You'd had the bit about Theo, which was just hilarious, and then that apparently...
Oh, big up Squeegee 216. Chris Leo and Rick Glassman were really good tonight. Left early though. I was tired. The Leo talked for 2 hours. That's an odd combo, isn't it? Big up Squeegee. They're performing together. Chris Leo and Rick Glassman. Doesn't seem like the most on paper good combo, really, does it? Interesting. Chris Leo and Rick Glassman, really? Let me see his Instagram. Strange combination of people to perform together. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe Chris of old would make sense because he was more funny. Now that he's kind of lost a bit of a pep in his step, it seems like a weird one to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. What that's about? What's this?
in like a few days. So be on the lookout. Right now you can go to my website and see what dates I got left. I got a lot of Southern California dates.
Damn, man. Nigga looks rough, innit? He's not in prison or anything for his alleged crimes, but Jesus Christ, bro. Father Time has like smacked him on the head. Remember he used to be hot? Remember when all the women used to love Crystalia? Like all the girls. Do you remember all the comedians always keep mentioning how good looking he was, and the fact that every time he was at comedy clubs, do you remember that thing? Every time comedians would mention Crystalia's name, they'd mention all the girls out of the clubs, seeing him perform, all the girls he had in the green room. That's the funny thing about the, you know, this thing that he does where he tries to lie and pretend like that all those allegations were not true. All your comedian friends kind of told on you anyway, you know. But yeah, interesting. He looks rough as two feathers there.
And then New Year's Eve in San Antonio. And then tomorrow in Detroit.
I'll be a squeegee. Rick was on for the first 25 minutes, then Dalia, then there was an opener. Glassman was in the middle. Okay, cool. Still an odd lineup though, I'm not going to lie. Still an odd combination of people.
Detroit.
Yeah, there he is.
It's take your shoes off. It's to take your shoes off? You said.
Okay, cool. Let me see. Rick Glassman and fucking Crystalia, you know. Odd combo.
What I do now is I like to meet people that are going through a tough time. So if I get an email, hey, mother died, or hey, going through stage 5 cancer, stage 4, whatever they're going through, I like to meet those people. That's what I've done now. It's like a meet and greet backstage with somebody who's going through a tough time. That's my, because you know what? You know, we do comedy and you don't even know who's on the other end. You don't know who's receiving this today. Could be someone at their house, just lost a pet, someone that just got diagnosed with.
All right, let's chill out a little bit, innit? Let's chill out a little bit. I like Sebastian Maniscalco as one of my guys. You know, he's one of my favorites, but he needs to relax.
You know, cancer, what have you. They're coming to you. They're coming to me to forget about it, right? But you don't know. You don't know what's going on the other end of this camera, or somebody sitting front row. Somebody sitting front row, and they're going through a tough time. And
you could tell if somebody is in the front row and they're going through a tough time.
I don't know. Can you?
Yeah, because when they laugh like this. Do you ever feel that and I don't mean this term derogatory, I mean it as like kindly, the shtick that you have, is that word a bad word to you? Because some people don't like that word. I love that. I love a shtick.
No.
You're, you know, the thing that when people do impressions of you, that thing. Do you ever feel yourself doing that? And does it take you out of being present? Like, oh, I'm being me. Does that question make sense?
Question makes sense.
Question makes sense. I think you're an idiot. Okay, cool. Big up Rick Glassman. Big up Squeegee. Appreciate it for the info.
Yeah, great bit.
What
the whole special's great. Everyone should go watch.
But what happened to busting balls? It's like what comics have always done. You bust someone's balls.
But the funny thing is that Joe, in the middle of his, you know, strangely.
Yeah, good point about the busting balls thing. I think. Am I the only one that I feel like I've noticed a shift, a decrease in the amount of times I've heard Joe Rogan say that? I'm not too sure if he agrees anymore. Remember when Joe would always say, "Oh yeah, that's the thing that's most important with comics. You need to be able to rip each other. That's how I know that's how I know you love me. That's how I know we're friends." I don't feel like I hear him say that anymore. So I'm not too sure if he maybe has changed his opinion on the whole like comics ripping into each other and keeping each other on their toes and, you know, not letting each other like get too big headed or whatever. I don't think he agrees that anymore. I think his level of, you know, calling shit out is more so just with friends, like close friends. If you're outside a circle and you say something about his friends, it's hating. You're a troll. You're jealous, you know? If you're in a circle, it's fine. But if you're outside at 250 and you say something about him and his friends, he's not going to take it well. So I think he may have changed his opinion on that. I think so over the years.
Yeah, the funny thing about that was that he did research. You know, it was not off the cuff. Like he took some time to go through the history of me. And
He's a real cunt in it. Let's be honest. Rick, Marc Maron's a cunt in it. Like, he's a funny guy. We love him. He's very necessary. I think in comedy, I can always say he's very necessary. He's almost like the voice of the people. You know, all of us say the same. All of us have said the same thing that Marc Maron's been saying in comments and in Reddits and in Discords. He's just saying it aloud on pods, and he's got a voice and he's got a name behind him, so people can listen more. But there's no denying that he knows exactly what he's doing in it. Like, you can see the things that he's saying and doing that he knows is gonna press Rogan's buttons. The guy Rogan who likes to pretend he's so like unaware of everything, you know, he's so unaware of everything, he's so uninformed, he doesn't pay attention to you did the research on me. You did your research, you found exactly what I said, you prepared a statement. He knows exactly what he's doing to Rogan.
And look, and some of it, like, he said I was, sad. He said I was, I think, selfish. He said I was jealous. You know, these are real surprises to a lot of my fans.
He's so good.
Yeah, it's tough to
hear. But the only thing that upset me is, like, some of the research was off, and it, which is indicative of people who do their own research in general. But, like, I got upset with some of the facts because they were not real. Everything he said, that's fine, but a couple of the facts were off.
I mean, that's pretty much Rogan's show at this point. I mean, one of the things he brought up was, like, talking about vaccines at, like, the store and shit. It was just all nonsense.
I did look it up. Marc has one of the lowest ivermectin rates of audience members of a touring comedian. I mean, that is true. I don't know if you want to respond to that, but
I don't think I was doing it right. You're just supposed to put it in cereal or something. I don't know if I was doing it right.
Are you eating ivermectin now? Is that what you're starting off with? Is this kind of a
every day
induced snack?
But there's no reason why. I don't know. It's like statin. You just everyone's on it, and everyone.
Honestly, love how much they're taking the piss out of Rogan. I fucking love it.
You don't need a intestinal lining. It's totally
no.
pointless.
Usually, I just do like I shake up, like I just did my protein drink with protein powder, creatine, and ivermectin.
Right. Yeah. And then you talk about how there's no moon landing. Yeah, I get it.
You mean land mooning?
There is no moon landing. I don't know.
There wasn't a moon landing.
Didn't you see Capricorn 1? That's a factual.
Come on, Marc. You got to take that little bit off your lip, bro. I love you and shit, but you got to take that crumb off your lip. That's why it's not good to eat while you're podcasting, eat while you're recording. You gotta feel that little crumb on your lip, and you gotta lick it off. You have to. Please, brother, please.
There's a lot of movies that we think are just written are actually documentaries. But no, I honestly, Marc, like the way that the level of honesty that you were just throwing out there was so refreshing. And I think so many people were like, oh my God, you just kind of, I think this all did need a calling out. And, I don't know. I just loved watching it, and I think a lot of other people did too.
But my basic problem is, like, look, whatever my problems are with, certain comics in terms of what they do, like that, I still believe, you can do whatever you want. But there was this idea that there was this large tribe, the great monoculture of free thinkers, where
I love the oxymoron there, isn't it? The great monoculture of free thinkers. I love that oxymoron. He does have a way with words. Old Marc Maron.
Deciding what comedy was or what good comedy is. And because there's so much, noise coming from them, it was just starting to be annoying because it's completely subjective.
And that's the thing as well that he's saying that's true. Although Rogan would argue and say that comedy is this hierarchy, comedy is a even playing field. There is no hierarchy. If you're good, you're talented, you get there. All of him and his friends are the most famous ones, or they're the ones at least that have the loudest platform. They're the ones that have, it appears to be, the biggest followers, the biggest microphone, the biggest loudspeakers. So everybody looks to them, even though they don't define or they don't speak for the whole entirety of comedy, because they're the loudest and the biggest. People look towards them. And they all have they're all so similar, they all come from a certain point of view. It kind of doesn't make comedy look that great. If anything, it kind of makes it feel like, it's a bit of a hive mind. So I'm happy you called it out.
And their groupthink on it was, at best boring.
Yeah.
I agree. I also think there's a huge difference between where you want to punch and punching up, let's go. But I think to what you were saying, it's sort of like this level of sort of punching down and fighting for the R word and all this other stuff has just become so fucking stupid. So anyway,
the thing is,
you went out
when
like
the person,
a champ.
When the person you're bullying is crying and saying, okay, that's usually when you stop.
That's right.
If you're a professional bully.
Yeah. But if that's all you have in your...
If you're a professional bully.
Yeah.
Rogan's not going to like this.
You have a gun?
Yo, big up Gitsy.
Comedians are the softest, exclusionary, hypocrites in showbiz. They made their own uppity clique because they couldn't make it in Hollywood.
100%. It makes sense though. Do you remember early Rogan and them lot will be complaining about late night shows and Hollywood not greenlighting this, greenlighting that? When really, now we know. In the beginning stages, I'm not gonna lie, I bought into the propaganda. I bought into the idea that Hollywood is holding these guys back. They're really funny. They're gonna bring back fucking comedy movies and shit. Hollywood needs to give these guys a fucking budget so they can
powerful bunch.
Yo, big up, catch yourself.
Maron is a world-class hater, but his crits have substance where Joe acts like a schoolgirl. Everyone is just jealous of me.
Exactly. Everyone's just jealous of me. Exactly. Big up Casey Shuffle. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I think in the beginning we all believed that these guys were being held back or were being, that there was some sort of conspiracy against them to help keep them down. But as soon as a couple of these guys got deals, Bert Kreischer got a chance to do a movie entirely based on his life with full creative control. All these people kind of got little deals, little budgets to do something, and we saw just how dog shit their final product was. Then I think we all woke up like, oh, these guys aren't good. They just wanted a seat at the table. They just wanted to be involved. They just wanted to be included. They weren't calling out Hollywood because they generally thought that they were necessary voice or that they're super funny. They just wanted to be involved too. And because they couldn't get involved, or when they did get involved, it was a fucking flop. Now they're making their own little safe spaces. Like, well, I forgot who says it actually. Who calls it a safe space? Is it a podcast cringe or to try it? But whoever coined the mothership of safe space is very true. It's less so a platform to inspire and to platform great comedians, and more so a place, okay, cool, everywhere else I go they tell me I can't say what I want to say, I can't say the R word, I can't go on and on about trans people on stage, so I'm gonna get my own club where I can book myself, and say whatever the fuck I want. And it's like, all right, but is what you're saying funny though? Is what you're saying funny?
But if that's all you have in your quiver, then that's all you have in your quiver. They don't have any other.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? Some interesting, thought-provoking comedy?
Yeah, big up the dollop. That's fucking brilliant. Big up the dollop. Big up Marc Maron. We love to see it. Big up Marc Maron. We love to see it. Please don't ever eat on another pod again, please. That was disgusting. I'm not going to lie. I love Marc Maron, but I didn't like to see him old man eating, because he looked really hungry as well. He looked like he needed that. And I don't want to see him doing that. Please, for the love of God. But we love Marc Maron. We love Marc Maron. Let's continue. I want to see what's going on with the After Hour pod. That's Chin's pod, right? I want to see if there's anything worth checking out on here. And I'm going to get onto some golden hour stuff, because I don't have long. Did it have any timestamps that's worth checking out here? No timestamps. Lovely. Is Chin on today? Is Chin on this episode or not? Is Chin on here? I don't see him. There's no Chin. Is a Chin on there? Okay, there's no Chin I don't care about. I want to see if Chin's on there to get some Chin content. No Chin. They got ads. How the fuck do they have ads? Really? Fair play. Okay. So they're making little bit of money from this show, isn't it? Okay, big up the After Hour pod. Okay, what is it? Oh, it's some betting gambling thing, right? Okay, cool. I mean, I don't fuck with the gambling thing still. But big up them. No, okay, there's no Chin on this episode, right? No Chin, there's no Chin. Doesn't look like, yeah, no Chin. Oh, there he is. He's there. Oh, he's at the end. There he is. He pops in at the end there. There's Chin Dog.
Regular.
Yeah.
So back to Stranger
Things.
Things.
Okay, there we go.
But that's also not the opposite of being
This is also
digestively regular.
So this isn't necessarily a joke.
Oh, he's on there the whole time.
Yeah, didn't get that.
He was on there the whole time. My bad. He was
like-
on there the whole time. I missed him.
Okay,
Shit,
so
my bad.
Yeah, or
come back to that.
Is he not? Why is he not
Fucking
speaking?
gross.
Is his camera not on or something? Why is he not speaking? Why is Chin Dog not speaking there? Is his camera not? Is he? Why is he not? I don't hear him speaking.
They decided they would
Speak
either
up, Chin
wanted to
Dog.
reverse the pan. I can't remember which way.
Uh-huh.
They panned in or panned out.
Yeah.
So they just reversed the tape, and he's like shadow boxing, and it's like a 3 seconds.
So he's done running.
Yeah, if you know,
he's reached the pinnacle of the stairs. He's not running at this point, right?
Yeah.
He's just shadow boxing.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah, they didn't do anything with him running. It's just when he's up there.
You know, it's funny. It's like
So he's
they
like
probably
pulling punches. Yeah.
Exactly.
back
Irish,
then they just couldn't do like a zoom in post. You know, they just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
It's crazy.
So they just decided to reverse it. They're like, no, it's 2 seconds. It's not going to affect the whole story. Meanwhile, it's like takes you out of it, ruins the whole story for you.
I don't think I would have noticed. My nephew told me.
See, that's this is kind of full circle.
Anyway, I don't care. I can't find a good clip on this. Let's just continue. Let's do this quickly. Kai Cenat accepting his award at Streamers Award, and it seems like he talks about something concerning mental health. Legendary jacket. That's Saint Laurent, if I'm not mistaken, right? That's Saint Laurent. I think that's Saint Laurent. Old school. Hades Domain Saint Laurent, I think so. Big up Kai Cenat. Let's see what he says here. Accept his streamer award. Let's see what he says here.
I appreciate everybody who decided to vote for me for this award. One thing I wanted to say to you guys tonight is I hope a lot of creators in here and everybody at home and the viewers and the streamers really take care of your mental health. I just noticed that recently I just been going through things in my head, and I was able to, turn to anime, Death Note, Naruto, recently since I've been gone, and I just been able to, find happiness within that. But as for the word of collab, I want to preach to everybody, within our community, us collabing is everything. You feel what I'm saying? So collaboration is everything. And I know this year has been very difficult on the fan bases, the communities, and of in here and everybody at home and the viewers and the streamers really take care of your mental health.
I don't know, man. Can I say something? I like Kai Cenat, right? I like the guy. I like the kid. I'm a big fan of Kai Cenat. I enjoy his streams and shit. I think I'm fed up and over with mental health conversations from multi-millionaires. I'm just over it. Not that money solves all your ills and shit, but considering the stuff us regular folks have to go through, I just think it's a bit insulting. I know they kind of do it because you want to show a bit of vulnerability. Maybe you actually did feel kind of low, and you want to talk about how you kind of overcame it, whatever the reason is. But I just don't have any patience for it whatsoever. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I think it's sometimes bordering on being manipulative. They talk, a lot of these streamers rant against fans being parasocial, right? They really complain about fans being weird and parasocial and being a little bit too needy and being a little bit too entitled, and then they end up sharing stuff like this, unprovoked. It's like you can't complain about your fans being parasocial, and then you're opening yourself up to this. You're opening the world up to yourself with this sort of stuff. I just don't think it's the right way to go about doing things personally, and I just don't have any patience for it. I really don't. If a regular person's going through something, I've got all the patience in the world. I've got all the time to listen, to understand, to try to understand at least, to try and offer help if possible. But I really don't have any patience for a multimillionaire telling me that, a multimillionaire, probably close to a billionaire, telling me, oh yeah, I'll suffer. I don't know, man. You have the resources to deal with this sort of shit. Go and deal with it. I don't know what you want, empathy or sympathy from the crowd. I don't know what that's going to do for you, really. and being confused, or reaching the apex, because Kaisina's basically done everything he needs to done in life. He's probably achieved a lot of things at his young age, which is probably making him question what else he has to do, because he can do anything he wants. He's probably got more money than he can ever spend in a lifetime. I get it. But those sort of things and those questions and those bits of self-doubt, I don't think they necessarily should be grouped under the banner of mental health issues. Maybe go speak to somebody, but I don't think you're suffering from mental health issues because you're contemplating your career choices and what to do next. You might just be at a bit of a crossroads, like we all have in some cases. But I don't really think it's that deep. But again, I could be being mean, I could be being weird, not understanding, but I just have zero patience with multimillionaires telling us about their mental health problems. Like suck it up, man. You're in a privileged position. You get to make money doing, you get to make an obscene amount of money doing, very little work. You're surrounded by some of the greatest people around the world. You got access to I don't know. Like, this is just part of the life. You have to just suck up and bear it. I'm sorry. You just have to. But anyway, I could be wrong. Let me move on before I said something toxic.
We get it. You are trying to help.
Yeah. Anyway. I'm just gonna move on. Before I say something too toxic. Cool. Let's do this. Have you guys heard about the Tim Waltz stuff, right? I'm sure you guys have heard about the Tim Waltz stuff. Essentially, I blame Trump, right? Because Trump is the one that called Waltz redacted. So it's partly Waltz's fault and partly Rogan's fault, because I think Rogan's got a bit of a hate boner for Tim Waltz as well. Tim Waltz. So he like an idiot decided to get on decided to get out there and basically announce to the world that that people keep driving by his house and shouting the R word at his house as he's driving by. And I think he's going to only make it worse.
True. This creates danger. And I'll tell you what, in my time on this, I'd never seen this before. People driving by my house and using the R word in front of people. This is shameful. And I have yet to see an elected official, a Republican elected official, say, you're right, that's shameful. He should not say it. So look, I'm worried. We know how these things go. They start with taunts, they turn to violence. So deeply concerned. True.
People driving by his house saying the R word is fucking crazy. Be like Casey Shuffle. What's that? Pantoja just broke his arm. Yeah, no thank you. Don't want to see that. Actually, I kind of do want to see that. I'm too curious. I kind of do. Let's see if I see it on my feed. I kind of do want to see what that looks like. Do you see the broken arm here? Let me see. Somebody uploaded it. I'm gonna scroll down. Hopefully, I don't see anything crazy. Anything? Henry Cejudo. No. Nope, we don't see nothing yet so far. It'll probably be on here, wouldn't it? Right? Let's see championship round. Let's see. Anyone got it? Oh, okay, cool. There it is. Oh, I don't want to get taken down though. Hold on. Let me just see it without showing you guys, and I'll give you my reaction. What's it look like? What do you do? Oh! I thought he broke it from the guy breaking it in like an armbar or something. He landed on it, innit? Ah, it's disgusting, bro. Hold on, let me see if I can. I'll just do like pauses. Oh yo. He landed on it. I've never seen that before. Hold on. Usually, sometimes they break it with the kicks, right? When you're blocking a kick, you can break your arm that way, or obviously a submission. He just landed on it, didn't he? Hold on, where? Yeah, there you go. He lands on it there. That's the arm that he breaks. That one there. His left arm.
R word. Trump almost got his head blown off.
Yeah, true. Pick up John Balders. Hold on. How did that happen? Hold on. Did he break his arm from the fall or something else? I think it was a fall, innit? I've never seen that before, bro. Oh. 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 Fucking hell. Yeah, it was a 4. Okay, cool. Big up Casey Shuffle. Appreciate you. Jesus Christ, that was disgusting. Anyway, let's move on. Hopefully I don't get taken down by the UFC for that. For that one. Cool. Let's do Unique. Big up Unique. Brendan Schaub heated that Brian keeps missing episode or podcast. This is from the Patreon, I think. This is from the Patreon. Big up Unique.
Says, why do you have to argue with Brian about the most pedantic things? Like minor things. Just say minor, bro. Easy. Quit flexing your vocabulary, sir. Why does he get on your skin so much?
Did he even try and pronounce that? He can't pronounce pedantic.
Minor, bro. Easy. Pedantic thing. Says, why do you have to argue with Brian about the most?
He doesn't even try to pronounce it. Bless him, man. He doesn't even try to pronounce it. He can't pronounce the word pedantic. He can't say pedantic. Just phonetically spell it out or speak it, or pronounce it phonetically. It shouldn't be that difficult, no? Pedantic. It's easy. Pedantic. Fucking hell.
Pedantic things, like minor things. Just say minor, bro. Easy. Quit flexing your vocabulary, sir. Why does he get on?
Quick flexing your vocabulary. You mean just speaking English? You mean reading and writing? Quick flexing. The whole time it's just regular, normal reading and writing. I fucking love it.
Your skin so much, you stop the show to argue over nothing, stuff, let it flow and keep up the energy. And this guy who gets it, Abro42 said, it's part of the show, bro. It's entertaining. Facts.
Exactly. It's not entertaining though. He's basically saying that the little arguments take away from the show. You can just move on than having these kind of bickering, fucking married arguments. It gets old, and usually the arguments they're not as funny as they used to be before. They used to be funnier before. Now they kind of feel like, especially with Brendan being as hard-headed as he is, now they kind of feel a little bit tense. They feel they're not the same type of argument. So I definitely. To be fair, I wouldn't have asked this question. I think it's a waste of time.
Powerful bunch.
Take it back. Big up Casey Shuffle.
Name a bigger iconic duo than Bappa and 3-syllable words.
Crazy. Am I the person that realized is Mike not unique, innit? Isn't this what unique says? Isn't Mike Unique's not so secret name on there? I think so. Anyway, still I agree with the poster. They're right. The arguments are annoying, and they do constantly argue over pedantic things, and it kind of, don't get me wrong, the show is shit anyway. Nothing's going to improve T-Fat-K. Whoever's asking questions in the Patreon, try to improve the show, get Brendan to do this, lean in this, joke more. Nothing's going to improve the show. The show's dead. They should have quit it a long time ago. They're still doing it now because it pays the bills, whatever. But the show is dead. Nothing's ever going to improve. So if you enjoy it, if you don't like what you see, find another show. If you want to keep watching it, you have to love how it is now. But nothing's going to improve it.
There would be no show if me and Brian just agreed on everything.
No one's telling you not to agree. Again, he's so dumb. No one's saying you don't have to agree. I think he's saying that you argue over stupid things that takes away the focus from the show. No one's saying, agree on more things. That'll make the show fun. He didn't say that. He said you argue over minor things. Can you maybe not argue over minor things and keep the fun, jovial, humorous, somewhat playful energy up? Is that not possible?
If you want that, there's some chicks that do that. You could probably find that. I would say Brian, especially lately, argues with me more about bullshit than anything.
Of course, it's Brian more, isn't it? Of course, it's not me. It's always somebody else. The team is Brian. I'm perfectly fine. I'm perfect. I do nothing wrong. I think Brian's actually the one that's more argumentative. Imagine being in a room with Brendan and thinking somebody else is more argumentative than you are. He's argumentative, right? In a way that doesn't make any sense because he's dumb, right? Brendan, for the most part, is quite dumb, like actually dumb, and usually uninformed. but he's also the most argumentative person in the room. Like, he will not know something about a topic and he'll still argue about it. He'll still want to like push back. He'll still want to be a contrarian. Like, how can you be a contrarian when you don't even know what you're talking about? You know? But he wants to be, because I think in his head, bless him, he thinks if you're a contrarian, he thinks if you push back, if you have a difference of opinion, that means you've got critical thinking skills or critical thinking abilities. It means you're smart. It means you're intelligent. So just arguing for the sake of arguing isn't intelligence. You know, if anything, you're being obnoxious. You know, you're being a little bit of a prat, of a douchebag sometimes, which I'm sure he sometimes enjoys. But if you're a viewer, you're probably not going to enjoy it too much.
Like when you argued about me about there's offensive linemen who block in flag football, and I coach flag football, and my 2 sons play flag football. It's wild.
Wow, he's still thinking about that. He's still thinking about that. To be fair, yes, that was done, but you could also just move on. If you know what you're saying is true, and you have the facts, you don't need to just sit there and keep arguing with your co-host either. So he could have, if he wanted to, also just moved on, but he didn't. He wanted to make sure Brian knew that he was the one that knew what he was talking about, and it just kept going on and on. But it is what it is. I just think it wouldn't matter if they were funny. You know, the show is no longer funny. That's what makes their little tiffs in between episodes a bit annoying and frustrating, because they're just not funny anymore.
Yeah, he might be new to the show. I don't know, but if we just agree on everything, there's literally no show.
No one's telling you to agree on everything. They're just telling you to stop the arguments over minor things.
Again, there's shows like that. It's called Chicks with Dicks. It's called Fighter and the Chick.
Oh, look, a trans joke from another Joe Rogan fan. A trans joke from somebody else from the Joe Rogan community. Who would have guessed? Amazing, isn't it? Amazing.
Have you to pivot and adapt to different markets and business? What has been your favorite business venture and why? And advice for starting a business, whether it be podcasting, clothing, liquor company, etc.
Imagine asking. That's why I sometimes I wonder if that thing that people say, which I think is bad, but I do hear some people say something like, "Oh, along the lines of most people are just dumb," right? I've heard that. It usually comes from locals to justify or to cope with some of the level of abuse they get from people. But sometimes I wonder, maybe there's some truth in it, because imagine going on a Patreon and asking Brendan for business advice. Like, when in all honesty, most people, if you've got any level of like perception, understanding about you, you would look at his business and think, he's not really a good businessman at all. If anything, most of his businesses have failed, and the only reason why he's not working a regular job is because, you know, he's been able to profit a lot from his podcast because he started so soon or so early, and he's also got the safety net of his dad, who's made a lot of money in his life. But to say that he can give you any business advice really is kind of insane, to go to them for business advice. It doesn't make any sense, really. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's different if you went to Rogan and asked him, I don't know, advice on like keeping your money, maybe advice on longevity or something. I don't know. But Brendan, business advice, I don't think that makes sense. Maybe even ask him about networking. That might be good, because, you know, Brendan, for his obvious lack of talent and shit, has done well to kind of keep himself around certain people. You know, that's something you could definitely give him credit for doing. But business advice, really? From this guy?
Pivot, adapt. Yeah, I hear you, brother. But I try to describe this to Brian too, right? Like, Brian doesn't have the best business sense.
You don't have the best business sense. Most of your businesses have failed. Like, he jumps from business to business not because they're successful, but because they fail. Like, so I don't understand what he's saying. If anything, Brian doesn't maybe have the best marketing sense, I think. You know, that might be true. But business, I don't think he has anything to talk about anyone in business, to be fair.
Never start a business, anything I've ever done, podcasting, comedy, clothing, liquor, whatever I'm into. I have my hands on a ton of stuff. I never do anything that's not organically something I do.
So he's trying to basically say he doesn't do anything for money, which is obviously false. Like, I don't understand lying about that though. You can do some. It can be both. You can do something that you want to do because you like doing it, and you can also do it because it might make you some money. There's no way that he started Tiger Thick whiskey just because he likes to drink. You started Tiger Thick Whiskey because at that time you were drinking a lot of whiskey and you wanted to make some money from it because a lot of celebrities were jumping into the liquor business and you wanted to be another one that did it. Don't get me wrong. I think he might be one of the first few comedians that got into it. Cool. Give him credit for that. But to act like you didn't want to make money from that business is really insulting to everybody's intelligence, because at that time, that was when what's his face? I forgot the actor. He sold his tequila business, and all the celebrities were getting their antennas up about how much money it makes and da 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 da. Like, come on, bro. Come on. Stop lying.
So podcasting, I didn't get into podcast, go, oh, I'm going to do this for the next 15 years and make all this money. Never. I did it because I love talking with Brian.
In the beginning, you loved talking with Brian, but then it started making a lot of money, and that's why he's still doing it now. They're not doing podcasting now because it's fun. They're still doing this horrible podcast where it looks like Brendan and Brian don't want to be there, right? They're doing it in a makeshift garage, basically. Brendan's garage for his cars, because he doesn't have any room to keep his cars at home. So he's kind of converted into this, like a, half podcast studio, half garage. But they're only doing it now because it makes money. If this pod didn't make money, if they didn't have Podcast One as their main benefactors, they wouldn't be doing this. I will almost go out on a limb and say, if Podcast One goes under, if their podcasting advertising platform goes under, I don't think they're gonna do this pod again, because I don't think they're gonna get the same ads, the same ad buys or whatever from another company, because they obviously fake their views and shit. So I think if anyone did a bit of investigation, they would never give them the rates they're probably getting now. But let's not lie. Let's not lie.
It was a fun way to talk about stuff I wanted to talk about. And then the money came. Cool, man. Let's do it. Let's ride. Clothing, always been into clothing, always been into shirts, design, stuff like that. So I did it. Didn't expect to make money.
Come on, brother. You make the merch. You wanted to make it money. You had lookbooks and stuff. You went to make it a big thing. Umbrella this, merch all the time. You used to brag about the amount of money you used to make from t-shirts on the pod. Tease Brian because he wasn't getting any money from it because of his own separate thing. They did it on his own. Come on, bro. Come on. Don't insult people's intelligence. You obviously wanted to make money from it.
It started going well, all good. Liquor, basically an alcoholic. Drank a ton of whiskey. I was always drinking Buffalo Trace. I'd have it on stage, have it on this. These people came to me and said, hey, dude, you drink so much whiskey, you're giving them free promo. They don't pay, you pay them because you're buying their product. Why don't you do your own thing? I went, that makes sense. I'm into whiskey. I drink whiskey. Let's ride. So it has to be
money. Again, there was money. There was money to be made. I honestly, the lie is just crazy. And who knows, this company that he says he worked for, because he's only mentioning it now because, it kind of flopped, Tiger Thick Whiskey, but he didn't mention it before. In the beginning, he did make it seem like he was doing it on his own. He never mentioned partners or anything, so I did find that funny. But it wouldn't surprise me if this company that he worked with maybe just used him as an ambassador. It wouldn't surprise me if there wasn't even a 50-50 partnership. He just got like a flat fee, or he got paid monthly for his fucking, to basically sell it like it's his. Because a lot of companies do that. A lot of companies do. I think it's called white labeling. I forgot what the name of it is, but there's a term for it in business, especially in liquor companies, where they will come to you with an idea. You might work on refining it, and they'll let you present it like it's yours. This company, they have no care if everybody thinks it's yours. They just want you to put it out there and sell it because you've got a face and a name. So it's possible that was a thing as well. It's possible.
Organic coffee. I drink a ton of coffee. Made sense to have my own coffee with Black Rifle, stuff like that. So,
yo, big up Jack Donny Jr. in the stream chat. I see you. Big up Diana as well. I see you.
Start off, if you can, doing something that you're naturally gonna do anyway. And if the money comes, fuck yeah, dude, you've made it.
That's kind of bad business advice. You should be making things that people kind of need. You don't always have to have a business that's in your will. Like I actually think a degree of like separation from your actual interest is maybe somewhat good. Like if you actually see a gap in the market, if you notice there's a gap in the market for, I don't know, sometimes for a fucking pressure washing business in your area, maybe that you got an area where there's a lot of foliage, a lot of leaves and shit in the winter and whatever else it may be. So people may need pressure washers. Why don't you be the person that starts that business in your local area and make a bit of extra beer money or whatever to pressure washing people's gardens and roofs and shit? You don't have to be passionate about pressure washing. You just notice the gap in the market and you solve and you kind of solve people's needs. That's a good business, most likely. You don't businesses that are completely framed around passions are a little bit overrated, you know? And I think that comes from him because he's had the ability to do so because of his friends, his finances and shit, his clout. But the whole doing a business because you're passionate about it thing is not it, personally.
But if it doesn't come, it's all good because you love it. Like my trucks, my car stuff, that's just a passion project. If I can make some money doing it, dude, hell yeah, more cars, more car parts, more truck parts. If I don't, I would be doing it anyway. So
I don't think so. I think if he was doing stand-up comedy, he wouldn't be into trucks. He's only into trucks to this level. Like think of all the cars he had before in the past. There was never a time where he ever spoke about, you know, doing any of the work himself. He'd take his cars to garages and get them done, but he never was modding stuff. He was never going to car shows because there's no time. But now he has more time on his hands. That's why now he's become this truck guy. Like, that's okay. Like, I really don't understand why the truth isn't okay to just say. Like, yeah, I have more time on my hands now, so I'm getting to other things I probably wouldn't have done in the past. But this whole thing about, like, is it really that passion though? Or are you just trying to occupy yourself and not stay at home?
that side of things, that's my passion. That's what I love to do. That's my hobby. I'm all in. And if something comes from it, cool, man. Hell yeah, let's do it. I've gotten to go to SEMA and work with all these cool brands, but I would be doing it if that stuff didn't come anyway. So my whole thing, whenever someone's talking about starting a business, like, why are you starting it? If it's just to make money, you're not gonna be able to keep up. You're just not. So hopefully that helps, bud. Crow says, "Where's Tuesday's episode, Chin?"
I know it's always me that gets blamed for this too. Yeah.
Brian didn't show up on Monday. Crow.
Now that's the most revealing part. That I think might be the most revealing part of this particular Patreon episode. Brian's now getting to a stage where he just doesn't show up. That's wild. Even in the heydays of T-Fat-K, right? When T-Fat-K used to get organically without even buying views, when they used to get like 200, 300,000, 500,000 views per episode with no guests, right? Back in the day when they were doing really, really fucking well, Brian would sometimes come late. He would come in the middle of the episode. Brendan would kind of glare at him and give him a mean look and shit and be a bit rude to him for the first 10 minutes. But he'd always be there. He might be late from an audition. He might be late because he's just old and doesn't really care and woke up late. But he would always be there. The fact that Brian is simply not turning up on some days, that's kind of insane, you know. That's kind of insane, especially if you think about what BGL said. Remember what BGL said about Brian's pay? He said that Brian gets paid like 25 grand a month or something. I'm starting to think, is that not true anymore? BGL, Brian, Callan, pay. I don't know. Is it here? There we go. That's the one. Yeah.
25K a month.
Yes.
Yeah.
For being on the.
My understanding from Brendan, which again, take with a grain of salt, but also it sounds about reasonable, is that because Brendan takes a fluctuating percentage based on like T-Fat-K being around at the Thick Boy Studios and kind of taking care of the ads and stuff like that. Callan shows up, does his job, and gets 25K. Yeah. That's my understanding.
25K a month.
Yes.
See, none of this makes sense.
Nor does it me. I go, how do you have a podcast of $40,000 where the split is, it's like $1 per listener? You know, I don't know. Like,
I don't know how they get that much money. I mean, here.
I think to answer the question, I think the way they get so much money, from what I've been able to understand, somebody broke it down on Reddit. And I think the Reddit explanation is this. Allegedly, Brendan buys views, right? So T-Fat-K, whatever views they get now are not real. It's not organic. Like, I think the understanding is, the theory is that Brendan maybe buys like 30,000 to 40,000 view packs, because you can buy them in like packs. You can buy amounts, right? It's how people view bot. So I think he buys anywhere from like, let's say 20,000 to 40,000 views to add on to what they get for real. So I think for real, if they didn't buy views, I think they'd probably have max 10,000 views each episode. I think max nowadays. In the past, it was obviously way more. But obviously, if you add 10,000 to 40, it makes it 50. It makes it look a little bit more, you know. Because if you go on T-Fat-K now, all their numbers are always around like 40, 50K. It's always like around that sort of number. And I think it's because they buy views. And the thinking is, they buy views and then sell ads against those views. And the company they work for, Podcast One's a bit shady anyway, right? They're a bit shady. They're a little bit weird. So I think Podcast One also gets a kickback because Podcast One is the one that goes out and finds these advertisers, these companies that want to advertise on with their podcasts because they've got a network, right? Podcast One's a podcast network. They have a bunch of podcasts on there. They go out and get the ads, and the companies buy the ads to obviously put on podcasts and shit. But I think Podcast One gets money from those, you know, they get money from those ads, and obviously they split the money with the podcasters. So Podcast One don't care, I don't think, if they buy views. All they care is that the ads keep coming in from the companies. So if Brendan buys fake views to make them look more successful, and then they use those fake views to buy more ads, even though they don't get a lot of real views, they're still going to make a lot of money because each episode of T-Fat-K has like 5 to 6 ads, you know? And I'd imagine they're all if they're not individually paying, it's a lump sum that they're getting. And we knew from when the Podcast One before it was called, I forgot the name of it, but we knew when it went under and the whole CoffeeZilla documentary thing happened, at one point Brendan was owed $1 million by them himself. Forget T-Fat-K. Brendan was owed $1 million by fucking Podcast One at one point. So they do make a lot of money from those ads. So I think that's how they stay afloat, and that's how Brendan's able to afford to pay Brian allegedly $25K a month. But they're not doing that because of AdSense. So if you look at their YouTube and you think, oh, no, they're not doing that from AdSense, they're doing that mostly from the ads that they get on top of it. But what I'm thinking now with this video from Unique, if Brian's not turning up to work, what is that about? That makes me think the money's not as what the money's changed. Like maybe Brendan's kind of reduced the pay to reflect where they're at now. Or maybe they don't get as many ads, or maybe the ad spend is not as much. Because this never happened in the past. Brian would never not just show up. And it makes sense now because I've noticed as well, I'm sure some of you guys have noticed, whenever Unique rips a Q&A clip and puts it on his fucking YouTube, right, from Patreon, it's always Brendan. And at first I was wondering, is Unique purposely not including Brian Callen's Q&As? And it's not. It's because Brendan's the only one doing it. Brendan's the only one doing the extra work. Brian's not doing anything for the Patreon. Zero. Zero. So what the fuck is going on? Is Brian looking for an exit? Like a French exit, you know? I'm just going to go pop out, get some cigarettes. I'll be back, and never comes back. Is the money not is Brian doing that thing where what people do where they, you know, he's not brave enough to kind of have a conversation with Brendan and say, look, I'm not getting paid enough to do the Patreon. So he's refusing to do it. It's kind of crazy, man. It's kind of crazy. Big up Jack Donny Jr. Brendan's not doing any extra work. No, but you know what I mean by when I say extra work, it makes it sound like he's actually working. But you know what I mean, though. They clearly record Patreons too, right? They record T-Fat-K episodes and they record Patreons. It seems like they record Patreons before probably. I doubt they go in on an extra day outside of T-Fat-K to record a Patreon. Don't get me wrong, brother. I'm not saying that. But whatever they're doing, Brian doesn't do it. You know? Whatever's required to do the Patreon, Brian doesn't want to do it. I think he's done like 2 bits of Patreon stuff by himself. If you exclude the little fighting thing they did. I think he's done like 1 maybe thing. I think so. I think. So I'm wondering what the hell is going on behind the scenes. Is Brian not being paid as well as he was in the past, so now he's refusing to work? What's happening? Is Brian trying to leave, but he's trying to, you know, not leave softly? I don't know. It's weird. I would be surprised if Brian isn't getting any of the Patreon money because he's flat fee. He shouldn't do it. Oh yeah, because of what BGL said, isn't it? True. BGL did say that Brian gets a flat fee, but Brendan gets a percentage of overall stuff, which again is a bit weird, isn't it? Like, again, this guy, a bit like, if that's true, that's a bit dodgy, no? If you're involved, if you've got a podcast with somebody, just split whatever comes in 50-50. Why is Brendan taking a percentage of? I guess he's doing that because he's the one that maybe works on the ad deals and shit, but he doesn't. We see Chin doing them. Chin's the one on the phone with the advertisers. we don't really see Brendan doing these fucking Zoom calls and stuff. It's usually Chin. That's a bit, yeah, that's a good point, Jack. That's really odd, isn't it? So Brendan takes a percentage of the profits, but Brian gets a flat fee. So in effect, Brendan makes way more money from T5K than Brian does, isn't it? If you think about it. Because Brendan's taking a percentage of what's made overall, you know? Fucking hell, man. All of this to say, if Brendan is doing Brian like this, by the way, let's just put this out there. And again, people in the stream chat, you're gonna be happy about this because you guys are always right. The stream chatters are always right. If this is the way he's treating Brendan, allegedly, if Brendan's treating Brian like this, allegedly, it makes me think that Chin is definitely getting underpaid. Chin is 100% getting underpaid. If this is the way that Brendan supposedly treats Brian, who's been his number one boy, they've been besties since the beginning. He's been one of the only people holding him down from the very, very start. Got him into fucking comedy in the first place. Intro to him to fucking Rogan in the first place. If he's treating his day one like that, there's no way he pays Chin well. There's no way Brendan pays Chin well. There's no way Brendan pays Chin a deserving salary. No way. No way. They call it quiet quitting, exactly. Big up Shades Cow. I wouldn't say I think Chin's in charge of the ads, but I have seen vlogs where Chin is on the phone over a Skype Zoom call with advertisers talking about the ads on the show and shit. I've seen it. So I'm not sure if it means he's in charge, but I've seen Chin doing it and I've not seen Brendan doing it. I've not seen a vlog where Chin's recording and Brendan's in a conference call talking to the advertisers. It's mostly Chin. So it just seems fucked up if Brendan's taking a split of the profits or the sales, but he's not doing any of the fucking calling of the advertiser, you know? That seems a little bit shady, but what do I know?
So we did one yesterday with Kurt. I love Kurt. I fuck with him on a lot of his opinions on a lot of stuff. Some I don't, but I think he's so entertaining. It's tough to wrangle in. I'm curious on what you guys think of that episode. It's out now.
He hated the Kurt Metzger episode, didn't he? He hated the Kurt Metzger. By the way, notice how he doesn't say his surname. Notice how he doesn't say Metzger. He just says Kurt. Notice how he doesn't say his surname.
Is it out now? Hmm? Yeah, so it's out now. Let us know what you think. Should we have him back? Is it too much? Yeah, do you guys like that kind of style of podcast?
Chin hated it too. Brendan and Chin hated Kurt Metzger. Kurt Metzger was one of the funniest, I think most, interesting guests they've had in a long time. Like an actual, what podcast guests used to be like, just some crazy guy talking about conspiracies, rambling, clearly high, clearly drunk, that's what comedy podcasts used to be. But they can't handle it, it kind of frazzles them.
Casting it, yeah. Mommy Melker Maserati. Interesting. I'm not a big Maserati guy. Mommy Melker Maserati. What's the current car collection?
I don't care about that. But yeah, I don't know, man. Anybody else surprised at Brian just not showing up to episodes? I think that's kind of. I think that's. If I was Brendan, that would be very telling for me. That would be very, very telling for me. He's just not showing up. Big up Brian, man. Big up Brian. Soft quitting T-Fat Guy is fucking crazy. He's just, on the days they record, he just says, nah, I'm not doing it, mate. Not doing it. But I have noticed though, on other pods, right? The Patreon is always like a point of conjecture. Whenever a podcast starts a Patreon, it's usually the beginning or the end. There's usually always problems from pods I've listened to. Because it is extra work, It's not, you're not just doing your main show on YouTube or stuff. It's like an extra hour or two that you're doing a week or a day or whatever. And I don't know why the patrons, I guess it's just maybe the money from like, how do you decide who gets, just split it 50. I don't get just split it 50-50. How's it so difficult? Or if they have like a 60-40 split because Brendan designs flyers, which he doesn't do either. You get someone else to do them for him. But just split it. Like, it's not that difficult really. But it seems to be always an issue with content creators and podcasters and like it always seems to be an issue at some point the Patreon when it starts, like, you know? Like, it always seems to be an issue. Oh, I just can't imagine, man. Brian just not showing up is just fucking crazy. It makes me laugh so much. Oh, just not showing up. They agreed to the Patreon. They did it clearly because they wanted to make extra money, have a little safe space to talk to their community and shit. And Brian's just not showing up. It's just not worth his time, innit? You know what? Also, that would be the best explanation for it. I just think Brian's at that age. He's old now, isn't it? Right? He's really old, and he's got, you know, responsibilities and shit. He might be at that age where, if it really doesn't make money, he's not gonna do it. That might be the thing. He might have got that first check from Patreon and be like, "What? I'm leaving my house like early to do this," you know? So maybe that's all it is. Maybe it's not that deep. Maybe it's just like, fuck that, I'm not doing this. I've got alimony, I've got 2 young kids and a stay-at-home wife. Like, I like to go for fucking steaks and red wines all the time. I'm not doing this fucking waste of time. It might just be simply that. He got that first check from Patreon, was like, you know what? I'm not driving all this way to do this show. Spending all this money on petrol or whatever, on my electricity, whatever he's doing, for like, you know, an extra $1,000. It's just not worth it. So he just leaves it. I don't even know how many members they have on their fucking Patreon paid, because they block it. Let's see. Can we tell? What is it again? Patreon tracker? I don't know. There we go. Graphtron. That's the one. Let's see if we can. I'm not sure if we can find 200 kid. Let's see if we can find it. Yeah. See, was. Okay. Set to private. Okay, it's set to private. So we don't know how much they have. It won't show us because it says was. So I guess it shows it only until the last day of when it's set to private. So at the time before it was set to private, they had 7 paid members, but I don't think they have 7 members. I think they have more than that. I think they definitely have more than 7 members, but it only shows us 7. So yeah, okay. Big up the stream chat. What you guys saying? Probably have to include XJ in the cut. BGL crashed out over having to split ad money with him. Yeah, true. Or Stuff Island. Stuff Island, I think that's a podcast on one that's charged money for ripping off the other one. Is where I heard you guys can help. I'm sure you heard the story. Yeah, exactly, Josie. Yep. Brennan asking bots, what do you want? It's so low energy. Like, dude, just podcast is easy. Does Callan get helicopter rides to work? Yeah. No, I think he just takes the rides with his friends, innit? Unique figures, there's about 50 Patreon subscribers. Oh, because of the questions, isn't it, right? Because of the questions, probably. I'm assuming. Yeah, because of you could probably tell from the amount of comments and stuff someone's getting on their page. Fair play. Don't know. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of makes me like Callan more. I'm not gonna lie. The fact that he's just not flat out not showing up, it kind of makes me like Callan more. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of makes me like him more. Let's move on. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to play. Big up my guy, Retroactive. He's back. Retroactive is back. Comedy's completely collapsed. Let's see what Retroactive's saying.
Jesus was born out of a virgin mother. What's more virgin than a computer? To be in sync with God. Who better than artificial intelligence to do that? Wow. If Jesus does return, you don't think that he could return as artificial intelligence?
Oh my God.
Artificial intelligence could absolutely return as Jesus.
Joe, I might be wrong, but I think trillionaires building data.
Look at his headline. I can't drink water next to USA data center. Jesus Christ. This doesn't get spoken about enough, you know. This doesn't get spoken about enough at all. Like, I see it spoken by some people, but it's not like a widespread thing. I don't know. I know why, obviously, but the environmental cost of some of these data centers for AI that are just, you know, decimating the local environment and shit and habitation and stuff doesn't get spoken about at all enough. It's kind of wild, bro. Look at that headline. I can't drink the water. Life next to a USA data center. Jesus Christ.
Centers everywhere that could allegedly harm health and take everyone's jobs is not exactly what the table flipper who hated corruption would return as.
Exactly.
Man, Joe did a great job convincing millions of people he's just like us.
Not just return as Jesus, but return as Jesus with all the powers of Jesus.
How about digital ID, Joe? Any thoughts on Texas and everywhere else implementing it, or maybe Neuralink and where Elon thinks this is all heading?
It reads your mind, and it loves you, and it wants you, and it doesn't care if you kill it, because it's going to just go be with God again.
Okay, nope, he's well on board with the new society they want to build. One of us.
Doesn't that seem like the Antichrist to you? Doesn't that seem like the diametric opposite to...
No, good questions are not going to land right now. Joe's locked into service mode.
It's only dystopian if you think that we're a perfect organism that can't be improved upon. And that's not the case.
Must praise tech trillionaires. Alright, that was so painful. Let's try and offer some new takes on Akaash Singh, if that's possible, to really maximize that pain.
Ducking the kisses. That was... Those are, listen,
these ones piss me off. They were like, man, she'll kiss the dog and not
That's true, yeah. I do, yeah. I never dodge kisses.
The average 2025 relationship. Congrats, humanity. As the comments say, is he trying to convince us or himself? This really was a whole different level of brutal.
And if she wasn't, that body count thing, I'd have been like, what are we doing here?
Right.
Because I would have been insecure about it. But I can be, not that I'm so secure, but with that joke, I'm like so secure.
Oh, I absolutely would feel insecure.
And I think stupidly, I was like, oh, it's an orgy, so it's all of us.
Akaash was already,
Jesus. I mean, I'm not going to get too much on Jocelyn because I'm bored of her, but Jesus Christ, man.
Not the best comedian. And now he's got this saga permanently attached. The hecklers will be fun to deal with.
Why would anyone like taking care of a sick person?
That's a good point. Nurses, doctors. I mean, granted, they're compensated.
Get enough nurses, you're like,
they are pretty pissed off.
Y'all enjoy it. Y'all don't enjoy this.
Cooks.
Big up MK. What's the movie called, brother? Recommend me, brother. Put me on. MK, put me on. What's the movie called? Put me on, brother. Put me fucking on. Big up Coiler as well. I live in a rural area, sorry. They have to run out of potential data center every 6 months. Jesus Christ.
She cleans. She maintains their home on a monthly basis.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
There you go.
Not by me specifically, but yes. They all have cleaning people.
Yes.
And
yes.
Well, it'd be funnier seeing the knee slap lounge patrol contribute to society on long...
That's the thing I was going to say about the gold digger thing, right? What happened to earning your keep? You're a stay-at-home wife with no kids and a small dog. Why can't you do some of the work yourself at home? You have to hire a cleaner. And don't they live in an apartment? They don't even live in like a... They don't even live in like a detached house. They live in like an apartment on one floor. You can't clean it yourself. You can't earn your keep a little bit. Like, what the fuck does she do all day? You know what I mean? Not to tell her to get in the kitchen or something like that. You don't have to cook, but earn your fucking keep somewhere, lady. Hiring a cleaner to clean an apartment when you stay at home all day is absolutely insane. I'm not gonna lie. Like, maybe you could get someone to come in and do a deep clean every 6 months if you want to, but a weekly, monthly cleaner is wild, bro. Absolutely wild.
Shifts or cleaning their own houses, gasp the horror. Then watching another minute of this podcast.
They have a cook. I didn't watch the whole thing. No way I didn't watch it. Oh, big up. It's called Eddington. Okay, cool. It's called Eddington. Let me put on my phone now. It's called Eddington, you said, right? Eddington movie. Oh, sick. Okay. Thank you. Big up, MK. You're a legend. Big up. Oh, yeah, that's the movie everyone's talking about. Oh, this one. Okay, I didn't know this was about data centers and stuff. Is it? Okay, big up MK. Yeah, I heard somebody recommended it to me in a stream chat. Someone recommended it to me in a stream chat too. They've got a cook. It's fucking insane if they've got a cook as well. If they have a cook too, that's fucking wild.
But alas. Flagrant fans do keep funding that Patreon. High fashion doesn't buy itself. As most know now, the entire podcast attempts to redefine the context of the world over and over. It changed maybe one person's mind on Earth. Good job.
What does a roster mean?
So 2 guys I was talking to and flirting with at the same time. That's it. No handshake. Met this guy on Tinder. Whatever. Like we were like just make out and just like whatever and cuddle.
Guy, you know, he didn't want to fool around when I was on like the heaviest days of my period. Okay, going down on me. Like, wouldn't you know it? I was still.
You're saying you're a big old prude.
I admire her lies. I'm not gonna lie. I admire taking those lies to the grave, but you can't take lies to the grave when you've admitted them in the past. You know, I don't mind taking lies to the grave. I'm a big believer in sometimes denying until the day that you die, and taking that shit to the grave. Deny. You don't owe anybody no explanations. You know the truth yourself, but you don't need to tell anybody the truth. But when you've been on pods yourself on TikTok saying the exact opposite. But I also generally think she's one of the type of girls, because I've unfortunately met some in real life who have just their own definition of words. So I honestly think she might just honestly believe that because a guy went down on her a few times, that doesn't mean she's a virgin. It doesn't mean she's not a virgin. She might genuinely think that, you know, which is kind of scary, because she's also smart but also incredibly dumb at the same time, you know, which I don't buy. You know, either one or the other. But yeah, I do find it hilarious though. He was going down on me. He was poking around. I woke up with a sore ass. I had a roster, but I'm a prude. I'm a virgin. It's like, are you though?
Yeah, literally.
They couldn't even cut out the parts that slip the act.
When Akaash's birthday comes around, I have to pretend that it's like so special. One day of the year that I have to like be totally selfless.
That's not even funny, innit? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even a birthday person. And people know I think men over the age of fucking 18 essentially should be celebrating their birthday. Especially not in the way that people celebrate their birthday, where they're making it birthday weeks and months and shit. And acknowledgement that you're turning a certain age, giving yourself, you know, having a shot or two, downing a fucking bottle of fucking Jägermeister, cool. But the idea that how people do it is a bit cheesy. But I'm sorry, if you're gonna celebrate your birthday with somebody that you love. You know, like, I'm not a birthday person, but if I had a wife and she didn't get me a cake, I'm gonna be mad. And if she, and that's the thing, because she's one of these ditzy women who, like, a birthday is probably more important than Valentine's Day, right? They want to show off to their Instagram friends about how much money their man spent on them, if you're being this, like, dismissive and apathetic about my birthday, like, but then you want the whole world to stop on yours? Nah. Again, it's a petty thing. It's a really minor thing, but that would send me over the edge.
Oh yeah, that.
Which is really hard for me.
Yeah, Jocelyn, you're doing a horrible job right now.
Take that part.
Go back.
Haha, so meta, Andrew. Comedy. Well, family law will definitely save Akaash if it's not the 10 out of 10 relationship it seems. We all know how well that system works.
And that's the thing too, like, somebody else mentioned it. I saw another channel where the guy mentioned it. His body language. I didn't watch the whole thing. I didn't react to it. I didn't, probably not worth it. Everyone's done a reaction to it. It's fucking boring now. But if you actually watch, if you just zoom into him whilst the interview is going on, it's kind of disturbing. He's moving he's twitching, fidgeting so much. He's literally piercing his hands into his other hands like a real, like, when you got like a tension, like you got the anxiety balls. He's literally pressing his fingers into his hands. He's got this like glum face on his look every time she's speaking. So I would accept their humor. I would accept their banter, and their kind of quote unquote love language. But it seems kind of one-sided. She seems to be doing a lot of the laughing. He looks really dour. Like, she came to the podcast shining, teeth gleaming, full makeup on, looking refreshed and hydrated and, chill. He came on the show looking like he's had 2 of the worst weeks he's ever had in his life, He came onto the show looking like he's had 2 of the worst weeks he's had in his life. He looks stressed, nervous, So it's like, what type of relationship is that where she gets to like live a life of like peace and happiness and wellness and take the piss out of you, and you just get to like be miserable the whole time? That's not a very evenly balanced relationship. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking it's kind of wild, isn't it, to be in a relationship with somebody who like you're not too sure if they like you. You know? Isn't that insane? Like, to be married to somebody you don't know if they actually like you. It's like, it's one thing when somebody cheats on you. Like, I think I could deal. You know what? I think I could deal with somebody cheating on me, right? Or my wife getting pregnant by another man more than I would deal with the day to day of like trying to figure out why she's so mean to me. Why is she dodging my kisses? Why does she like grimace and flinch every time I try and touch her? You know, that would really fuck with my head. Like, what the fuck is going on? Every time I get near this woman, she like literally flinches, like jumps up like she's scared. Like, I have to beg and plead her to like have fun at my birthday party. You know? Oh my god, what a nightmare. Just cheat on me already, man. Just go fuck the fucking delivery guy. I don't know, let me walk in on you giving somebody sloppy toppy. Make it just do something to make, I mean, this is like death by 1,000 cuts, isn't it? This is brutal, bro.
And Akaash looks very happy, so should be fine. What can be said that the internet won't say for the rest of his career? So yeah, just put aside the hundreds of viral clips that contradict this hour and believe Flagrant, everybody. Brilliant plan. Great work, everyone. Great industry friend group. She airs it all out and Flagrant capitalizes by making it even worse.
Who makes $60,000 a year talking about gold diggers? You don't have any gold to dig. They want us to be in our divine feminine energy. I saw this amazing TikTok.
Do you consider yourself a good gold digger?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, she's such a liar, though. I was too stupid to know for 10 years. Never bothered just asking.
Yeah.
So what can you do?
Akaash gives Fresh and Fit the one-up they didn't deserve.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't have any sympathy for that. I don't think you need to ask a lady like Jasleen what she's about. You let her speak long enough, she's gonna reveal it, you know? Like, I don't even think it needed a conversation. That's like, that's probably one of the downsides of being a virgin as a man. I think that's one of the only downsides. I think virginity is probably more important for women in terms of, you know, not having unnecessary soul ties, not getting yourself caught up with somebody that is really bad for you and is gonna it's gonna impact your life for the worse for a long time after the fact. And just generally keeping yourself off the streets must be good. But I think for men, the real danger of being, you know, of basically maintaining your virginity is that when you do meet somebody, your like gauge of like what's a good person for me or not is really off, you know, because you've not had any. So I kind of have sympathy for the fact that he met her and she might have legitimately been one of the only women he's ever come across that actually spoke to him, or that actually spoke to him back, you know? So that kind of threw him for a loop. Oh my God, she's speaking to me. Oh my God, she wants to hang out, you know? And it kind of fried him. But I think a regular dude who's had some and meets Jasleen would probably treat her the same way all those guys in college treat her, you know? They had their fun and it just kept him moving. Because there's no way you speak to that woman for more than 10 minutes and you don't know what she's on. You don't know what time she's on. You know what I mean? Like, he kind of didn't see it because, you know, he just saw what he liked and shit and kind of went there. But yeah, wild to like go on a date with a girl like that and think, yeah, I'm gonna marry her. It's like, really? Okay.
Each representing the two extremes of life choices, a solid no thank you. With views already down on Flagrant, people are finally seeing the MTV bros for how inorganic they seem. Whether nepotism or hard work, industry-associated YouTubers always feel off. Many YouTube channels are just regular guys that started something, and it's a completely different, organic tone to the knee slap patrol. Never mind the potential nepotism.
There's not a single joke that would need this, no? There's not a single joke that would require Akaash should be laying on the floor like this, kicking his leg. There's not a single joke that Schultz, the other guys can say that would ever make you have to do this. Like, it's actually kind of insane how they've been able to kind of get away with this for a long time without getting mocked mercilessly. Like, what the fuck is this, guys? What is this? What is this fake? What is this performance? What is this? This might be worse than Bert, you know? This might be worse than Bert's wheezing. Bert's wheezing and heezing. This actually might be worse than this.
Completely different organic tone to the knee slap patrol. Never mind the potential nepotism everywhere. We're drenched in untalented comedians by pure chance, I suppose, like a natural weather event.
Dude, I asked him a question and he rolled his eyes. I was like, what are you, fuck my wife?
I was committing to this bit because I thought that was the funny thing to do.
That's her defense. She embarrassed her husband for views.
Akaash is another epitome of many modern relationships and another in a long line of a weird pattern in the great old industry, the Will Smith effect. It's not surprising and just hurts your brain at a certain point, and we still have an entire inferno to stare at confused together. So how about Bill Burr's whole fanbase trashing him every upload for months with views down for good? Page Frequencies Part 2 is going to be all about you. Oh, Billy No Fans. What happened to you, man? Hey Bill, here's $1 billion for your integrity. Am I overpaying? You suck, Bill. Hey Billy No Backbone. Oh Billy, I hate capitalists, but too dumb to realize I am one. Burr. Thank you, banana sandwiches.
And this bot said I was upset about it, so now I am. I can't.
I try not to think about it too much because it is what it is, but that was one of the most disappointing ones, isn't it? I try not to think about it too much because it is what it is, but that was one of the most truly disappointing ones. Like, Bill, not you, Bill, not you, man, not you. Ay.
I can't believe how much anger I had about this issue after it went viral.
Beyonce and Mariah Carey actually did private New Year's gigs for $1 million for Gaddafi's kids. Can you fucking believe that? How much fucking money do you need to make? You know, dance. Goddamn clown for a mass murderer's kids.
Well, we already heard all of his hypocrisy. I mean, they have a Starbucks, so what else do you need to know? Why doesn't he just try the Whitney Cummings solution? She's out here pulling more views than everybody. Just don't look too closely at the view to like or comment ratio. It's very common to have 1.2 million views on a video and 775 likes of...
Come on, Whitney, man. That's too bait. Come on, Whitney. 1.2 million views, 777 likes is like, come on, girl. Come on. She went too OD with the views package. She went too OD.
Of course. And look, Bill, you just clean up that comment section and suddenly it's all positive. Easy peasy. It seems bad friends might know about that solution. The old overseas festival was just the first layer of deception peeled back. Let's not forget the thousands of maybe stories or legal cases out of these industries over the decades. Bunch of saints and healers, that's all.
And so Dave's like, hey, Joe, you want to go with me to this party? Took me some Eyes Wide Shut party in the middle of the Hollywood Hills. You had to get in an elevator and go to the top of this hill. What? Yeah, it was Naomi Campbell had this birthday party. And as we're going up the side of the hill, Naomi Campbell's naked photo is 40, 50 feet tall. Jesus. And I'm not kidding. I'm not exaggerating.
Oh, cool. Dave and Joe just going to her party. She's never been associated with anyone by the name of Jay, of course. Eyes Wide Shut is just a romantic comedy. Really not sure.
Yeah, big up Chloe in the stream chat. What are you saying here? It's a major bummer. Ben Avery pointed out he might not be paid fully yet because he's still going on TV talking about how great it is, but has never ever said number he got paid. No, I don't think that's true. I don't think the fact that he's saying all those nice things about the Saudi government is not proof that... No, I don't believe that at all. I think he's just saying those things because he's trying to justify it to himself. He doesn't want to accept the fact that he might have got played. He doesn't want to accept the fact that maybe the fans are right. He doesn't want to acknowledge some of the genuine criticisms and pushback he got. Because his one defense at the moment is that everybody that's criticizing him is disingenuous or they're bots. That's his that's his general reply. His retort to anyone that has any criticism for him going out there and performing in Riyadh is that you are all disingenuous and you're all bots. So I think he's saying those nice things about the Saudi government because he actually believes it. You know, because he actually believes it. Or he's trying to force himself to believe it to cope with the fact that he may have made a bit of an oopsie doopsie. And I was actually listening to Vanguard the other day. Big up Vanguard show. They made a good point. They made a good point to say that it's gonna cost Bill Burr more than anybody else, because Bill Burr was the one voice of reason within those comedians. He seemed like the one guy who, he wasn't overly pandering to the left. He wasn't overly pandering to the right. He was just calling it out. And I think he knew, I think he realized that he was also the one that a lot of us kind of came to for that kind of objective view on things. You know, his appearances on Rogan, where he kind of called out Rogan for certain things, didn't seem like he was being some liberal cuck. It just seemed like he was calling out Rogan for being kind of, you know, brainwashed and stuff by certain things. So him accepting that gig is going to do way more damage than anybody else, because he was, you know, politically, social, you know, he kind of called things out as they seem. And it just doesn't make sense for his brand, you know, to accept that sort of a deal. It's really, it goes against everything he kind of stands for. And the people that were fans of him kind of thought he stood for something. So that's why even till this day, the ratio is horrendous on the like-dislike ratio. I feel like, you know, the fans are just, they're never going to get over it. They're just never going to get over it. Unfortunately for him, they're never going to get over it. And it's a real shame, because Bill Burr had his own little niche, he had his own little lane, his own little corner of the fucking comedy podcast community thing that he didn't need to kind of, you know, he kind of got left alone. You don't really see, people don't really clip Bill Burr like that. You know, he just does his own thing. But that one Riyadh Comedy Festival is just fucked up everything, really. And I'm certain, I'm all but certain the money wasn't even that much. I think people overestimate how much Saudi government paid. I don't think they paid as much as people think. Like, not enough to make someone like a Bill Burr do it. You know, you'd think so, because everyone thinks, oh, he must have got paid 10 million. No, I don't think so. It might have just been what Tim Dillon was paid. Was it 375 that he eventually got turned down, or maybe $1 million? But it's like, for Bill Burr, $1 million's nothing. He could earn that easily from his pod, most likely. So ruining your entire reputation for like that, come on, bro.
What Joe was talking about. Puff was one bad guy, not indicative of how power functions elsewhere. Okay, move along now. Or the free speech warrior going, cut it out.
Well, how much longer does Antarctica let us stay alive, do you think? That's the big question.
Why would they?
What did you say? Is that AI?
What are you saying?
Huh? Antarctica. Adesanya.
Oh, well, he loves you. Don't worry about it.
Good call.
What are you saying, son?
As we all say, straight, funny, tall, uncompromised Joseph Rogan is a little transparent these days, not as free with words as he once was. Rogan's love of every tech billionaire the last few years is the perfect example.
The thing that made me nervous was that same company, Palantir, got a deal in America to create a database and help with like surveillance and stuff. So that just makes me scared.
A lot of people hate it when Peter Thiel says it. Like, Peter Thiel is a terrible person. He's evil.
Do you think he is?
No. I think he's just telling you the truth.
Many are starting to see just how much of a stage show.
Peter Thiel, the truth teller, right? That's what we know him for, isn't it? Peter Thiel, the truth teller, of course.
Most of media is.
Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You have owners.
Yeah. Hey, yo, Joy. Hey, yeah, I did see it, brother. Scroll to the beginning of the pod. I saw it. Scroll to the beginning. First 10 minutes I spoke about it, or first 20 minutes or so.
They own everything.
I didn't watch it, though, because I'm not a freak. I don't watch myself, you know. That's a bit weird. I didn't watch myself, but I did scroll to it and saw the huge segment. Shouted Krakamiko out. He's a fucking legend. I fucking love him. But yeah. It's first 10 minutes.
It's a big club and you ain't in it. You can decide what Carlin meant, if it's many clubs intertwined, what the cost of a ticket to the chocolate factory truly is. We all approach things from our current worldview, so investigate for yourself. But either way, in 2025, most media does not feel organic. Theo von Kernatowski IX does his best to bring up real topics, but yeah, it doesn't get anywhere with the new Joe Rogan. That's alright, Brendan and Brian can save that.
I don't look at the comments, and
Never have.
there's a Reddit.
Who's this South African guy? Did he hate on my special too?
I think he probably did. I mean, he had to. Podcast
that guy that does that one, that South African, like he could make it like he's making.
He makes a fucking living.
I know, so it's hard to argue with him.
Yeah.
Thinking podcast cringe is South African. 10 out of 10 comedy guys. Always unintentional genius.
Yeah.
What he does.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like shittier ones, like the guy who has like the weird voice. I don't remember his name.
Comment below who the weird voice dig is.
Yeah, could it be too lazy to try? Is it unique? Who do you think that is, by the way? The weird voice dig. Is that too lazy to try, or is that unique? I'm assuming it's probably too lazy to try, but it probably could be unique because I think it couldn't be unique because I don't think they'd want to mention or highlight unique because of Brendan's court case with him. But it probably is unique, isn't it? If they're saying somebody's got a weird voice, I think they probably mean unique.
If it's unique, I mean they already sued and lost. We'll get into it further with the Exhaust Pipe podcast later. Man, imagine the headache you'd get in that garage set.
Exhaust Pipe podcast.
Seriously.
So everybody knows, I'm breathing in fumes right now.
I had to start the beast up?
That's correct.
I had to start the beast up?
Yeah, I love that, because what happens is all that carbon monoxide sits right here, right now.
Free high.
It's a free high. I'm slowly dying.
Well, comedy is now almost exclusively the furthest thing.
Hey. Could that be the reason why? Could that be the reason why Brian doesn't do the Patreon? He wants to limit the amount of time he's in that studio because of the carbon monoxide. Is that maybe the real reason why? He thinks it's a health hazard. So he does he doesn't want to go on extra days. Is that why he's skipping episodes? He's like, fuck that. Because isn't Brian a bit of a hypochondriac, right? He admits that, right? I think his mum, he said he gets it from his mum. And it's true because he gets MRIs done and blood work all the time. So Brian's a bit of a hypochondriac, right? He's getting older, so he's probably more paranoid. There's probably a potential that he's maybe avoiding doing an episode because he doesn't want to sit in that fucking makeshift garage.
From funny. Cheers, TPTB. What an inversion. Just like comedy movies, much of the music industry. Well, not to worry. Theo's comments and the cast of Wicked assure me that the industry is a wonderful place where nothing strange goes on.
Yeah, and when he told me who visited him, my heart stops for a second. I'm like, and he said the names. I'm like, get the. And I'll never forget. He went, "You believe me, right? You believe me, Jim, right?" And then all of a sudden, he went to Africa.
Were you threatened? I mean, I don't know how much you want.
I don't have.
You can't.
I guess, in fact,
He was correct.
Jesus Christ.
I don't think society understands that exist.
They don't understand predators.
All seems above board, really. Just ask Justin Bieber, or 1,000 other names. The only real energy I've seen recently is the faces of the two security guys in the back each time Andrew or Jasleen continues the humiliation ritual, as the internet calls it. A weird phrase that's now freely a part of internet culture everywhere you look. Pretty much every single comedian's fans have turned on them at this point. The only ones with any favour left are mostly already past. Norm Macdonald, Trevor Moore, Patrice O'Neill, Carlin, Hicks, Pryor. Shane Gillis for present day has ducked and weaved every drama. And
I think Bad Friends too. Bad Friends seem to not get any hate on their subreddit. For the most part, I think the Kill Tony sub is kind of positive about the show. I think the Kill Tony fans are the only people that actually like the show. I think everybody else that's not associated with Kill Tony don't like the show, but I think they tend to. Obviously, Shane Gillis is one. And maybe someone like Are You Garbage? They don't seem to get a lot of hate, innit? There's not like a dedicated Are You Garbage hates channel. People seem to like Are You Garbage. So yeah, there are some out there that don't have hate communities, but it's not a lot. There's not a lot.
in terms of specials, there really hasn't been many good ones in the past 5 years besides his. Anyway.
Oh yeah, true, Coiler. I didn't know that. That's true. Yeah, I'm not gonna be on here for long, brother. Only for maybe like another 10 minutes or so. It's about 6:30 now. I woke up super late. I fucking slept like an idiot. It's my fucking fault. So I'll be back later on tonight for a bit of more of a longer extended episode. But it's my fault, man. I fucked up. So yeah, I'm not gonna be on for much longer, unfortunately. but we will make up later on. But I had to keep the streak going. Get me? I had to keep the streak going. We have to get to at least 7 days uninterrupted. You get me? We have to do at least 7 days uninterrupted. Big up. Are You Garbage and Glassman get a lot of peers from peers for botting? Oh, really? Do people think they bot views? Kevin needs to give. Really? Is that a thing? People think Rick Glassman bots his views, buys fake views. Shit. There's a lot of that going on in it. I need to probably get on it, man. It's like a comment. Like more people do that than people think in it. Everyone's out here faking the funk. Jesus fucking Christ. But big up, what you call it? Big up my guy Retroactive.
Way time to catch my flight to Beastland. Maybe I'll see 50 of the 250 off at a Starbucks or a Taco Bell before the big show. And thank you for watching.
Not just return as Jesus, but return as Jesus with all the powers of Jesus.
Fucking hell, man. Fucking hell, Rogan. Alright, cool. Let's move on. I think this might be the last clip for now. Let's do a little bit of Crystalia and Golden Hour. So let me get this up for you. Let's do this one. How Golden Hour deal with haters. How the Golden Hour people deal with haters. How the cast of Golden Hour deals with haters. Bear me 1 second on here whilst it loads. Bish bash bosh. Come on, VLC. Are you working for me? Yes, you are. Thank you, beauty. Let's pause it there. Cool. So big up everybody in the stream chat. Smash the like, hit subscribe. Let's quickly check this out. So this is the Golden Hour people talking about haters and trolls. Haters and trolls, right? How they deal with haters and trolls. How they deal with haters and trolls in real life. Standard conversation you get from these guys. Oh, nobody in real life ever speaks to me the way they speak about me on the internet. You know? It's almost like their way of saying that everyone is pussy. It's like, brother, people are polite, you know? People are polite, they're normal in real life. They're obviously not gonna come up to you and start trolling you. Like, do you actually sometimes I wonder, would they actually prefer that? Would they actually prefer if people just came up to them and started shitting on them in public? Like, what the fuck are you talking? Anyway, let's play the clip.
In closing on that though, is like my problem with a lot of it too is like I don't agree with the things that people are even saying.
Well, that's true, yeah.
You know, it's like this whole idea that Rogan is somehow puppeteering this comedy scene. No,
hilarious.
Like I've been to the mothership 3 times during a weekend. I've never seen him at the club.
Oh,
you know, he comes on his Rogan and Friends show, or he might come on a weekend where he's like super close with that person, but he's never there.
Yeah, it's Adam that's always there, right?
Yeah, I'm saying, like, I don't know what this, like as if, like, first of all comedy scenes are trash, okay? Because it's people learning how to do comedy, trying to get better at it. Yeah. So, like, you have, like, the small percentage of, like, veterans.
The puppeteering is, like, again, I don't know if they're being, like, purposely obtuse, right? Or dense. Or they generally lack the understanding. Nobody with sound mind is saying that Rogan is puppet mastering stand-up comedy in general. What people are saying is that Rogan and his cohort of friends have an outsized influence on comedy and how it's represented, how it's looked upon, because they are the most famous and successful ones. And they kind of act like they are the voice of comedy, the voice of stand-up across the board, when they're not. Rogan routinely will say him and his friends are the best stand-up comedians in the world, but he's only really talking about the comedians that he knows or the ones that speak English. He doesn't account for many other comedians around the world, many other comedians around the country. Nothing. It's all of it, people just within his bubble. So that gives you a bit of a skewed impression of what stand-up is about. Even myself, I can use myself as an example. My respect or my reverence for stand-up has definitely waned and diminished, maybe down to the 0, because of these guys, because they're severely unfunny. There's maybe 5 people within that cohort of like 250 people that Rogan talks about being the most elite comedians, right? The Navy SEALs ones. There's maybe 5 to 10 people who have good specials that you could go back to and listen to. Don't get me wrong, there are some good comedians in that 250, but in terms of specials that you can watch and laugh at, there's maybe 5 or 10 from that whole entire group of people. but they act like they are the funniest people in the world, and they have an outsized influence in comedy in general. And people look at them like they're gatekeepers because they've got that fame. Just the way the world is. No one's saying he's puppet mastering stuff. They're just saying the influence is a little bit bigger than what it needs to be, should be. It's also making it seem like there's only one form of stand-up comedy that exists. And he's a good example of it, Eric, because he was on the outside at one point. Now he's firmly on the inside, and now he can't understand things. Before, when he was on the outside, he could understand everything. But now he's on the inside, he can't understand things. That's what people are saying. Don't be dense.
Friends and people who've been doing it a while. Then you have a lot of garbage comics trying to get good. You know, so of course
that's everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere. So this whole idea of this, whatever, like when Marc talks about what he thinks Rogan has done to the comedy, I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? The garbage.
He's talking about what Rogan's done. Not being you don't have to agree. You don't have to agree with Marc Maron, what he has to say, because you're Rogan's friend. That's fair. Like, don't get me wrong. If I'm Eric Griffin, I'm gonna defend Rogan too if he gave me a fucking weekend headline slot at his comedy club. I get it, but you don't have to act like you don't understand what fucking he's saying. You don't have to agree, but acting like he's making no sense is insulting to everybody's intelligence. You know exactly what Marc Maron's trying to say. You don't have to agree, but let's not act like he's not talking any sense or isn't making any sense.
Garbage comedy scene right at the Comedy Store is the same kind of thing.
Oof, yeah.
Oh yeah, and Maron,
everywhere.
who have you put on? Name one guy Maron's put on. What have you done for comedy, Marc? What have you done?
Yeah, it's a weird thing, man. So
you're a salty old fucking dude. Maron's one of the reasons I started podcasts. I used to love Maron.
Oh, this is the wrong clip, isn't it? This is the wrong clip. I said about hate. I think this is the wrong. Anyway, this is the wrong clip. I think this might be the clip where Brendan says he's gonna punch. He thinks Maron needs to get punched in the face. I think this might be the wrong clip. Anyway, we'll continue anyway.
Maron's old podcast, and we've had him on Fire and the Kidney. He was awesome, one of my favorite guests. But this shit, buddy.
Yeah, it's also yeah. This is what happens too when this is what happens when you somebody that's really close to you, that someone's your friend. You know, that's why you look at this. Man, I don't like how the amount of hate that Brendan gets from comics and stuff, and then when you're sitting on a stage with some of those people who were totally okay with talking shit about you, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going on right there?
It's because it's not real, Eric. So what they're doing is
I don't like that shit.
This guy is such a fucking weasel, isn't it? He's such a He's such a. There was a time where he was hating on Brendan just as much as everybody else does, and they had every right to dislike Brendan in the beginning. Let's just talk about it calmly, right? Eric Griffin and his group of comedians had every right to hate Brendan in the beginning because Brendan was given everything. Don't get me wrong, Brendan fumbled a lot, right? He got given everything on a silver platter and he fucked it, most of it. All of it, I think majority of it has been his fault. Majority of it has been his fault. But he was given all types of advantages, all types of opportunities that he did not deserve from a purely talent, ability, funny point of view. He did not deserve to perform at the Comedy Store, to have the special. He didn't deserve it at all, but he got given his opportunities because he got given them. Cool. Did he take advantage of opportunities? No, he didn't. He didn't even take advantage of them. Because sometimes in life, you can get things you don't deserve, but if you take advantage of them, it works out well for you. Sorry, I sound a bit like Walter there. Sometimes in life, whatever. You get what I mean, right? He didn't even take advantage of opportunity. He didn't even honor the blessing. He didn't even honor the gifts he was given, and he still fucked it and pissed it all up a wall. Cool. But if you're a comedian from the outside looking in, you've been grafting, you've been doing the door at the Comedy Store, you've been doing the open mics, you've been going on the road, you've been performing at fucking casinos, at weddings, in sports bars, right? Doing these horrible gigs in the beginning. And then you see Brendan 1 year in, doing sold out shows, performing around the world, Showtime special, doing shows with Rogan at the Comedy Store. You have every reason to hate him, especially once you're there in person and you listen to him telling jokes on stage. You're like, nah, this is crazy. You have every right to hate that person. Now, is the jealousy and all that stuff, is it sustainable? Is it going to really help you in the long run? Of course not. But if you're a comedian grinding and you love the game, you want to be a comedian, it's been your dream for the longest, you were always referred to as the funny person in your school, this is what you wanted to be, you're a freak, you're a weirdo, and you see this jock, this guy that clearly just got into it because of the clout and the money, or because it's just another extension of podcasting really, or whatever, you're allowed to hate him. You're allowed to not like him. You're allowed to be a little bit jealous and envious. It makes complete sense. Or talk shit. It makes sense because you're not performing at the Comedy Store. You haven't been passed yet. You're not performing with Rogan. You're not going on a world tour. So it makes sense. Then when you get to know him and you realize, okay, cool, maybe he's not as bad as I thought he was, that's fine as well. But let's not act like you weren't doing the same thing, because he was. There was an episode of Tiger Belly, I remember specifically, where he was talking shit about Brendan. Specifically, I remember it. Where he said something about Brendan that in a disparaging way. Then, of course, he got to know him and they're friends now, but let's not act like you weren't doing the same thing.
Man,
I know, but tell me, brothers, how do you think I feel? But it became I was like the Nickelback of comedy. It became cool to hate on me and became okay.
Again, this guy, if there's one person that's going to find a way to not accept any accountability or responsibility, brother, Brendan might be the most, Phil was right. Brendan might be the easiest person to hate. He might be the easiest person to hate. He's like Dark Side Phil. There's a bit of DSP about Brendan. He's so easy to not like. Like, there's no chance a person with a sound mind can listen to him speak and how he behaves and really root for him. It's impossible to want to root for him. He's a complete dum-dum. Has been given all types of opportunities and fucked him up, against the wall. Refuses to take any personal responsibility or accountability for his actions. Essentially, he fucked up Callan's career in comedy, really, if you think about it. Yes, Callan kind of fucked up with rape allegations and stuff, but Brendan is kind of the one that also ostracized Callan. But he doesn't take responsibility for that. Stands beside fucking Chris D'Elia. Like, that's perfectly okay. Even though he has daughters of his own, right? It's like, hold on, you're fine, so what? Would you let Chris look after your kids? Are you comfortable with that? All those stories he's told in the past about what he got up to in college, the bullying, all this sort of shit he's done. It's like, brother, there's a list of reasons why people can not like Brendan. And it's not because it's cool to not like him. Like, you don't have to try that hard to find clips, to find compilations of all of the horrible, annoying, dickhead, bully boy, douchebaggy things that he's done over the years. There's a whole like archive on T-Fat-K. I think so, if I'm not mistaken, right? There's a whole fucking glossary on T-Fat-K of all of the horrible shit he's done that you can just watch and see, okay, cool, this guy's a dickhead, like here, maybe like something like this. Ultimate streamable compendium, right? Look, I don't know. What's that, slanging dick?
Listen, I know some bald fucking dudes who are slanging dick out there. Look at Dana White, Rogan.
I don't know. If you wanted to, you could hate him for that. Mr. Schaub, you could hate him for this, right? That's not there anymore. Chairs, you could hate him for that.
Another thing on Netflix would be the series Chairs.
Chairs?
With a cheerleader.
Again, just mispronouncing shit. The COVID arc, you could hate him for this.
One of the times that are ending soon. Again, I'm a numbers guy.
Maybe 70% of the people are asymptomatic, but they can still pass it on. So that can be a problem, right? If you have a lot of old people, a lot of people at risk, you would have over on hospitals.
Yeah, like the flu.
It is different. It is different. So we have to be sensitive to that.
Flu kills more, but yeah, sure.
This
Corona lockdown has me feeling all gay. There's this theory, right? There's a million theories out there. So these whole peaking things that notice nothing's peaking right now. And they keep going, okay, not this next week, and keep moving the goal line.
Most people do not have this virus in the United States.
But even if they, the odds are, most people don't. But even if you have it, it's
the people that get
And I give you the stats that I gave you this morning of 97% of people who do get it are fine. The percentage how deadly it really isn't.
Yeah.
And then I tell you, most of
the contagion level, by the way.
Correct. That's what I'm saying.
So can I just say to everybody, measles has a contagion level of between 12 and 18. What that means that between 12 and 18 people can catch it if you're around them. Highly contagious. Smallpox killed so many people through the 20th century and before, a contagion level of 3.5 to 6. Measles renders you sterile if you're a boy usually and led to pneumonia and all kinds of terrible things.
Horrible virus.
Smallpox was deadly in many cases and left scarring and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible way to die. Common cold has a contagion level of between 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Seasonal strains of influenza are reported to have a contagion level of 0.9 to 2.1. Now,
that's the flu.
The early data on COVID-19 estimates are between 1.4 and 3.9. It's
look at the fucking numbers.
It's irresponsible.
It really is.
It's
and
irresponsible.
You're putting fear into everybody.
Yeah, and I know there are people listening right now who are like, "You have no idea." No, I do have an idea.
You have no
I do.
idea.
Yeah,
I know stats, and it's pretty black and white.
Is it that much of a risk?
No, that's what I'm saying. Look at the numbers.
Yeah.
Again,
and these numbers.
Again, easy reason to hate them. Again, it need some more reasons to hate the guy. Like, it's like, how could you? Hold on, let me find some more on here. Look, there's loads. Schultz Santino ducking on him, egg roll stuff, beast of a dad stuff. Connect, like, there's so many reasons to not like the guy. So many fucking reasons. All here, all fucking here. This is sure watch bullying. Listen to this.
I don't really hate on a lot of people, but man, what's one thing everyone hates around the world? Bullies. No one's like, man, I like that bully. He's a good guy.
I was sparring somebody who wasn't.
You still get hit in the head.
Good, so
wasn't mobile.
I didn't get hit in the head.
You didn't get hit once.
No,
I have a hard time
I did
believing
spar
that.
Wayne the day before, and Wayne did hit me in my face once with a
So
good
you
right.
sparred a guy so shitty he didn't land one shot?
What are you, Roy Jones Jr.?
What are you, a bully?
It's like people look at themselves. Like, say if you were a loser in high school and you fuck. There's a lot of people that are haunted by high school for like their whole life.
Or certain events,
Certain
whatever
events. Like
it is,
that's why
for
being
sure.
that's why being bullied is so dangerous to some people, because if they get really fucked with by people and tormented by people in high school, that shit can carry over the rest of their life. It devastates their confidence. So in their early developmental period, they have this really poor self-image, and having a poor self-image is fucking super hard to get over.
Here's one for you. This is how great Gary Barnett is for University of Colorado. I've kind of told, I don't know if I've ever told in detail. So I had a roommate who was the biggest bitch on the team. For whatever reason, I had to room with the kid. And me and him did not get along. We played the same position. So he was the guy where, dude, what's mine is yours. I eat like one Triscuit, and then I come home and he put sticky notes all over his entire food. Literally open the box of Nutri-Grain, put it all in, and I go, what the fuck? So what do? I eat all of it and I throw out the rest. And then
Like, that story alone would drive a normal sane person crazy. What do you mean? You got blood red mad because your roommate didn't want you eating his food and started leaving labels on it after he found that you ate something of his without asking permission first. He starts off by saying, what's mine is yours. Okay, but he doesn't agree with that. You say what's mine is yours. He says what's his is his. Why don't you just respect his boundaries? And then what's he do to kind of get the guy back? He eats everything, and then the stuff he can't eat, he just throws it out. Like, what? No one, like, that story alone would make you want to hate him forever. But there's no reason to hate him, right? He's Nickelback. You're only hating him because it's trendy. Okay. Not because he's a piece of shit. Okay.
then put it all back. So then I go to practice.
That's funny.
And I come back.
That's so funny.
Right? And I'm ready to throw down, right? I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna fuck this dude up and we're gonna figure it out. My phone.
Yeah, big up Josie. Luis J. Gomez shout on him more than anyone else, and we'll still invite him to Skankfest and Mothership to fuck you, Luis. Yeah, I think that's who Eric Griffin was talking about, but he was too pussy to say it. I think that's who Eric Griffin was talking about, but he's too pussy to say it. Oh, he's like, oh, people on stage with you, and there were. So I think that's who he was talking about. I'm pretty sure Eric Griffin was talking about Luis J. Gomez, but he was too scared to say his name. But it is true. Luis Gomez was one of the. But again, look how fake the industry was. Luis Gomez was talking mad shit about Brendan. He never got invited to Joe Rogan, right? Rogan would go out of his way to always invite Big J, always invite Dave Smith, never invite Luis J. Gomez. Then as soon as Luis J. Gomez gets cool with Brendan and invites him to Skankfest, suddenly Luis J. Gomez is back on Rogan again. I don't think that's a coincidence.
Phone's ringing like nonstop. I'm like, what the fuck? I answer it. I go, hello? It's his mom. He called his mom and told his mom what I did. We're in college. We're juniors or sophomores in college. I'm like,
that guy sucks.
Listen to this.
All these people suck.
Wait for this, B. So I'm like, what the fuck? His mom, and I just go, his mom's like, talk to me, like, yell at me. I just go.
But he's in college. How old is college? Is college like 18, 19, 21, whatever? It's probably his first time moving. What's so weird about him calling his mom that his roommate has eaten everything in his room and thrown the rest of the stuff out? That sounds like a pretty distressing thing to kind of go through. No? That sounds like the textbook definition of bullying. Who do you tell when you're being bullied when you're a kid, when you're young? You tell your parents, no? Who else can you tell? Who else can you go to?
Go, get the fuck out of here, hang up the super disrespectful, which I never am. Get the fuck out of here, hang up the phone.
Which I never am. You always are.
And so at the time, there's only one parking spot for our place.
So his mother said, Brendan, you ate all of his food?
You got to pay it back. You need to apologize. And started tearing into me about my character. I went, fuck off, hung up the phone. Which, you talk to my mom like that, I'm going to rip your face off.
Of course.
So the mum calls him out, justifiably so, for his bullshit behavior. And instead of him being polite to the lady, at least on the phone, and having manners, being courteous, or just having a realization that maybe what she's saying is right, he tells her to fuck off. Again, no one hates him for a legit reason. People only hate him because it's trendy.
Which is all I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to fight this kid.
Yeah.
So, I'm never disrespectful like that.
No.
So then there's one.
But why are you trying to fight him? You see what doesn't make sense? Why is Brendan so mad at this kid? Why is he trying to goad him into a fight? Because he wouldn't let him eat his stuff.
One parking spot. And he knew the only way to get back at me was to take that parking spot. Parking in Sea Boulder is terrible. So he goes, hey, man, it's in our lease. I get that parking spot 3 days a week. You get it 4, I get it 3. I went, you don't even have a car. He just doesn't matter. I want that spot 3 days a week. It's in my lease. Otherwise, blah, blah, blah. All right, man. So he parks his bike there. He parks his bike in the parking spot. And I take at my time my girlfriend's car who can't park there. I park on the other side. Well, just so happens that morning we had winter conditioning at 5 a.m. I go to get in my car, which is in the spot, and it's broken into. All windows are bashed. The radio's taken out. All my gear, football gear's taken out. My wallet's gone. I'm like, oh, well, that's the final straw. I walk in, and I'm like, all right, man, car got broken into because you want to be a bitch. We're going to fight right now. Whoever wins stays. Whoever loses leaves. Deal.
Didn't your car get broken into because you left your stuff in there, as opposed to it got broken into because you had to park somewhere else? You left your stuff in the car. It was visible. Somebody saw it and smashed into it. Happens all the time. Wasn't that your fault? How's that? What's that got to do with the guy?
Just gonna handle this like, man, it's not gonna leave from here. I'm gonna fuck you up. And he goes, I'm not fighting you. I'll call the cops. I went, nope, I promise you, you're gonna have to fight me. He goes, I'm not gonna fight you. I went, that's not an option, man. I'm so mad. The car's broke. We've been through this enough. Whoever loses leaves.
Did he break in? He didn't. We don't.
He
know.
didn't. We have no idea.
Yeah.
So I take my sweatshirt off. I'm just in sweats and no shirt now because I don't want, I don't want to grab my shirt.
Yeah.
Ready to fight, UFC style.
Yeah.
So I've been watching UFC, right?
But you hadn't fought.
No training, nothing.
That's great.
And I go, we're gonna fight, and he goes, I'm not fighting you. So I'm like, God, what's the number one thing I can get because I want him to fight me first.
Yeah.
So I don't get kicked out of the team.
Yeah.
So I go fucking Ace Ventura 2 style, go loogie right in his face. We're face to face.
Wow.
He does nothing still.
You couldn't get a more douchebag story if you tried. You couldn't get a more douche. At no point in this story did the other kid do anything wrong, apart from be a little bit picky about not sharing his food. That's his right. That's his prerogative. All the kid did was mark his territory, mark his boundaries, and say, "Hey, don't eat my food. And this made Brendan want to fight him. Resulted in Brendan spitting in his face. And eventually, you're here.
Wow.
He's big dude too. I'm not fighting him. Good luck getting me to fight. So finally, I just lost my cool. I grabbed him by his sweatshirt. And I grabbed him and threw him through our glass door. Shattered our glass door out the back. Then I went to practice and told the entire team what happened. And I'm a good storyteller, so I just roasted this dude so bad we had to move out. Right, moved out, but
poor self-image.
Again, no reason to hate him. By the way, no reason to hate him.
Those guys that were doing it, I get it. I get it. They didn't know me at the time. It was a trendy thing to do, and became cool to hate on me and became okay. So those guys that were doing it, I get it. I get it. They didn't know me at the time. It was a trendy thing to do, and you jumped on it. Now,
I love that defense, by the way. People only hate me because they don't know me. But that's not how it works. We get our impression of you based on the things that you say and do on camera. If the majority of the things that you say and do on camera are douchebaggy things, people are going to think you're a douchebag. You don't get to the defense of like, oh, but if only you knew me. Most people aren't going to know you. They're only going to go by what they see on a fucking camera, on a fucking screen.
Now, in person, I can't emphasize enough. In person, it has never happened. Right. In person, everyone's great to me.
What would you rather, though? Would you rather people come up and heckle you in person to make the hate justifiable, to make it make sense? You'd rather people rock up to you and start, I don't know, making jokes that they would make on the Reddit in front of you? Like, I don't get this defense. Oh, no one says nothing to in person. Of course they wouldn't. It's easy to say on the internet because it's the fucking internet.
So I have this perspective of online's not real. They're doing what's trendy and what's going to get views. Mm-hmm. And they're not like that in real life. In real life, they're just trying to get by like we all are.
Online isn't real, but it affects you. People who say that are the ones that are always affected the most by online stuff. Oh, online's not real. Then why are you also always affected by it? Why are you always triggered by it? Why does it fuck you up so much? Online isn't real. Well, stop letting it affect you. Stop letting it rattle you. Clearly, as it's done. Unique is a good example of it. Online isn't real. So why are you letting Unique rattle you?
Like,
so that's how I deal with it.
I guess that's big of you, yeah, because I
my shit is like, keep that same energy.
No, I don't. I mean,
he's right there. Tell him.
I had people.
I'm watching the clip. Tell him right now.
Yeah.
He's such a bitch, isn't he? He's such a fucking dick sucker. This guy is, he's so gross. But this tends to happen. He was one of Brendan's first and most vocal critics. And now look at him. Yeah.
He's sitting there right there. Tell him, talk to him, talk shit about him right now. He's right in front of you. Go ahead.
Because I bring up shit when I see people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
When they say,
why you do that?
You said the thing about me.
Yeah.
And they go, what?
Yeah.
It's so funny to see them.
Yeah.
They go, no, I don't remember I did that. One guy go, it's right here. I had it pulled up. He goes, oh man, if I did that, I'm sorry. I was like, oh yeah, it's all good. I just wanted to let you know.
Imagine apologizing to Crystalia for making pedophile jokes. That says more about the comedians, though. That does say more about the lack of backbone, the lack of spine, the lack of courage, the lack of conviction a lot of these comedians have, because there is some truth to, let's be honest, there is some truth to some comedians celebrating when Chris got cancelled because he was the number one guy. He was one of the number one guys. I won't say the number one guy, but he was at the top. He was crushing, right? His own pod, Congratulations, was getting mad numbers. He was, on the cusp of probably becoming a big Netflix star after the whole You cameo. He was going to do that movie where he was trying to do and be an action hero. Things were on the up. Like he was, people seemed to think he was good looking and shit. That helped as well. So there were some comedians that were really happy when he got cancelled because it meant more space, more room for them, So maybe a lot of them don't really even care that he was accused of kiddie diddling. They really don't give a fuck. They don't have any opinion on whether or not, he's into underage girls or not. They just kind of piled on because at the time everyone was doing it and it was a way to kind of, get him out of here. But unluckily for them, he has really strange fans who don't give a fuck that he may or may not be a borderline PDF, and they still support him. So he's still here, and he's doing pretty well. So those guys that he bumps into are probably pussy, yes, and they'll probably would be like, oh. But imagine apologizing to somebody that deep down most likely is guilty of what he's been accused of. Like, get fucked.
That it really fucked me up,
Boom.
Made me feel terrible.
Yeah. Boom.
Yeah.
How about the victims? You felt terrible. I wonder, how did the victims feel? How did your alleged victims feel, do you think? Do you have any sympathy or empathy for them? It made you feel terrible. Fuck out of here. One thing these guys all love doing is being the victim, though. For people that used to rag on the left, rag on the liberals for being snowflakes, they are overly emotional, aren't they? They are overly emotional, overly sensitive, incredibly thin-skinned. They are the snowflakes, if you think about it, to be fair. They are the literal snowflakes. If you don't have nice things to say about them, they don't want to hear it. It crushes their heart. It makes them feel bad. It makes them feel sad. Mental health. It's like, shut up.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. I mean, I guess you got to, I'm not a guy who's like.
But here's the shame in all this. We can talk about off air, but there's a business behind hating.
Yeah,
there's a huge business, and I know guys
talk about it off air like it's some big secret. Brother, shut up, man. There's no secrets you're telling here. It's a business. Revelations from Brendan
that make a ton of money.
Most gangster, petty shit I think ever is, and I don't know if this is true, but Eminem was talking shit about Michael Jackson.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then Michael Jackson bought the rights.
Shut up, Eric.
I don't know if that's true.
Shut up,
but that's
shut
something
up.
it's one of those
Another allegation on a comedian. Another burden to bear for Cristelia's father.
That special was special. That special was special. Big up Star Disease.
Urban legends. Nick could look it up.
Something similar happened when Gawker, they outed Peter Thiel, who's this big. He's the CEO of founder of Palantir and billionaire, and they outed him as gay. So he just waited in the weeds. And when Gawker released Hulk Hogan's sex tape, and where he was saying the N-word and stuff, Peter Thiel told Hulk Hogan, "I'll fund your lawsuit." They sued Gawker and they bankrupted Gawker, and then Peter Thiel bought Gawker. It was 4 years difference between them outing him and him suing them into oblivion.
Wow.
That's
petty.
gangster.
That's petty and gangster.
That's awesome. Fuck them for that.
Here it is right here. Bought famous music for $370 million, securing publishing rights to Eminem's music, as well as from the artists like Shakira and Christina Aguilera. The deal meant that's what I'm saying. The myth.
I would have thought that.
While it's often rumored that Jackson bought Eminem's catalog as a revenge for the mocking in Just Lose It, there's no clear evidence that the acquisition was motivated by personal reason.
Yeah, right.
But check this out.
I don't know, maybe.
Check this out. I saw this great video. It was Justin Timberlake and what's the dude from Cause I'm Happy? What's his name? Pharrell. So Pharrell says he's on a FaceTime or whatever with he says Michael Jackson, calls just to be he knows they're doing it because it's a song that he wanted for, it was a song that was going to be a Michael Jackson song, and then so they gave it to Justin Timberlake instead, and Michael just called just to be like, yo, what's up? How's everything going? And then Justin was like, oh, is that Michael? He was like, yeah, he does that. Just being
yeah, okay, bye.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is I fully believe that that's part of the reason why he was like, oh, it's $370 million. Yeah, go ahead, do that. Yeah, go ahead, buy that. That's crazy. It would be like if you bought, a network. We had the money to buy a network of the people talking shit about you and stuff whatever the podcast. We buy it, and then we just have it, and we say, oh, that's cute.
I'm just sat here thinking why does it bother these people so much? Like, this is part of the cost of being a public figure. You're going to have people that like you and dislike you. You're going to have people taking the piss out of you, loving you. But then I thought to myself, I reckon the only reason why they even care about this whole space of like comedy, commentary, podcasts and streams or whatever is because the big ones get loads of views. That's the only reason, really. They get loads of views. That's the only reason why they really care, because it gets a lot of attention. If most of the big channels didn't get, you know, hundreds of thousands of views, if not millions of views, they wouldn't give a fuck. But because they get loads of views, maybe some of them have this warped idea that those views should be theirs, right? They have that kind of DSP brain. We're like, oh, you guys are stealing my views. Those are my, which is dumb, because people watch Too Lazy to Try's roundup of like them because they don't want to watch them. They're not watching, you know what I mean? Like, if Too Lazy to Try didn't exist, they're not going to watch the podcast. They just won't watch it. You know what I mean? So that is not the thing. But then I wonder if it's also just wanting to get involved in the algorithm, you know? If they're saying a hateful thing, let me defend myself so I could have it, whatever. But it's just an interesting thing to even be bothered about, because this is the price of admission. The price of admission to be a public figure is that you're going to get dunked on sometimes. You're going to get mocked. Simple as that. Just accept it or move on. Or go get a career somewhere else. But this constantly crying about this thing is just so funny to me.
I would do that and then have like a meeting. I'd be like, yeah, the new owner wants to meet everyone.
That's hilarious.
You know, you walk in like, hey,
walk into
great.
Just
Oh,
Lose
that
It.
video you made about me is so funny.
Isn't that song? Just lose it.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's just it's a weird. All I'm saying is just weird energy. And I just wish that people weren't. There's so many other things to talk about, you know?
Yeah, like fucking Robert De Niro in Sesame Street in 1985. Nobody's ever covered that. There wasn't the internet in the 80s. So you need to go back and talk about how he said he pretends he's a cabbage and he's like, I'm a good source of riboflavin. You need to fucking do that.
At least Chris was trying. At least there's one person in the room trying to be a comedian and trying to add some comic relief at the end there, because, you know, these topics like the haters, the troll, it's like, brother, please, you guys are easy to hate. You say a lot of dumb shit. People are going to mock it because you say a lot of dumb shit. You have an over-insensitive sense of self. Just leave it and just focus on entertaining your fans. You're never going to win this battle. There's some people out there that like you. Some people out there that hate you. Some of it is justified. Some of it isn't justified. That's the nature of the beast. This is the price of admission. You want a career as somebody that gets to talk into a microphone? This is what happens. You know what I mean? Like, nothing comes for free. This is literally the price of admission. You're going to be mocked. You're going to get taken a piss out of. That's simply it. But, you know, what can we do? Anyway, people, I'm a bounce, man. Unfortunately, I'm a bounce. It's too late for me. It's 7 a.m. now. I got to get some shut-eye and shit. I'll be back again later on tonight for an extended episode. So please don't be sad. I'm sad myself because I wanted to do a longer one today, but I end up fucking sleeping like a fucking idiot in between. But please forgive me. By the way, look how long my hair is at the back here. My hair is fucking long as fuck, isn't it? I can feel it. Look at that. Can you see that? Look how long my hair is. I've got to braid my hair. It's gonna be pretty long, I think. Look at that, so long. Anyway, people, appreciate you. I'll see you guys again in the morning, all right? See you guys in the morning. No, see you guys in the evening. Sorry, in the evening. Apologies again for waking up late or for sleeping in the first place. I'll be fully charged tomorrow, and we'll go again, all right? But appreciate you all. Smash a like, hit subscribe, join the Discord. Link in the description. Join the Discord. Good luck, community people over there. Recommend me videos if you can as well in the video channel. Recommend me videos in the video channel if you've got anything you want me to watch tomorrow. And yeah, I'll see you guys again, all right? Thank you so much. Appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. Love and light. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care for now. Peace.